Hey folks, I know this is a bit unorthodox to hear at the start of the show, but unfortunately, when we were filming our most recent episode, some data corrupted, which means that the audio was a little garbled at times. Now, we had two choices. We could either leave it in as is and hope that you could still follow along and understand what was being said, or we could cut around it and try to salvage the remainder of the show. We opted to do the latter. Unfortunately, there was some static. It was really hard to understand us, and frankly, just wouldn't have been a very pleasant experience. We've gone 60 episodes or so without any major tech issues. Knock on wood, of course. These things are bound to happen. We were able to salvage most of the show, and that's the good news. It's still a great episode, even if there will be some parts that sadly had to be taken out. Ultimately, it's for the greater good. So, as always, thank you for your understanding, and most importantly, enjoy the show. Today's episode of Down But Not Out is all about you, and frankly, a little bit about Mint, because he's actually our guest host today. He's back from Copenhagen. He was on the NAL desk. We're going to be asking him how that was. And of course, we want your thoughts in the comments. But the main focus of today's show is going to be you, your thoughts, your questions, your comments. About half of the show, give or take, is going to be us responding to things that you have said. Your name will appear on the screen. Your words will appear on the screen as we've solicited questions and topics from you on Twitter/X, whatever you want to call it these days. And we're going to be focusing quite a bit of time on answering those questions because there just might be a subscription service coming in for Last Free Nation that allows you to dictate parts of our show moving forward. It's something we're all particularly excited about, and we'll get into it later on. We're also going to be talking about Stage 1 and, of course, what that means for EWC, as every single region now has sent their representatives, and they'll be playing in Paris in just a couple weeks' time, hoping to be the Esports World Cup champion. Welcome back to Down But Not Out. I'm joined by Fett and Mint, who's back from Copenhagen. And Mint, we're going to start off. You're going to be our show pony here. First and foremost, what did you think of Denmark, and what did you think of being an analyst?
What did you, first off, what the hell did you call me? Show pony?
You're a show pony. We're going to show you off.
Okay.
We're going to trot you around. We're going to feed you carrots, and you're going to, and it's going to be great.
Vegas is scorching hot. I think that was the best part about Denmark is I got to escape the 115 degrees Fahrenheit. What is that, like 40 degrees Celsius for the EU people out there? I don't know. I was starting to learn Celsius, but I'm probably off.
It's 46 degrees Celsius, by the way. I would be
40s?
paste. I would melt.
Yeah, 440s. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, I had a great time. I'm sure we'll jump into it, so I don't want to just completely yap my way through here, but I had a great time. I didn't expect to have a great time. I didn't expect any of it, to be honest. Just kind of hit me in the face one day. I woke up, was going to Copenhagen, but yeah, overall, solid experience.
Did you get to swim in the river? Because that's apparently what everybody does. They swim in the river. Did you do that? Did you?
Well, if you were an actual friend, you would know that I cannot swim, Parker.
Damn.
So thanks for asking me. But yeah, now
it's out there, guys. In the river?
Everyone in the comments, guys, Mint cannot swim. That's a fun fact of the day.
Our guest on the last episode, Jesse J. Chick, cannot bicycle. Doesn't know how to ride a bike.
He would have had a rough time in Copenhagen since it's...
Could you imagine if he couldn't swim as well?
I feel like it qualifies as a disability to not be able to do either of these things.
Either? Really?
Yeah.
I still have a great time. I mean, they had... there's this area called like Islands Barge. It's like, I don't know, it was really hot there, so everyone's jumping in the canal. And it's like real high up. I think Red Bull was actually just there the week or two before that I got there, and they were doing some high jumping competitions into the canal, which is probably what you heard. I did not partake, but my fiance, when she came out, she did jump from some high distances.
Cool.
They're crazy out there.
I was there when it was spring, so it's still quite cold most days. But everybody told me, "Oh, you got to come back to Copenhagen in the summer," and then I never got that opportunity. But you did, and I hope you enjoyed it.
I did.
What was just the city itself? Because Copenhagen is often considered to be one of the best cities on the planet. Super livable, super walkable, great transit. It is a little expensive. The food scene is fine. The bar scene is pretty good. What was your takeaway? Did you go to Freetown Christiana?
You nailed it. You nailed it right there. I mean, the public transport, like that's the best thing. I mean, I don't know what Canada's like. You guys got great transport up there, but obviously the US, we invested more into automobiles. and parking lots, and we
This is
over in
freedom.
the freedom. Yeah, nothing like it. We have our big trucks. You don't see a lot of big F-350s driving around Copenhagen. Let me tell you. Definitely have the public transport. I mean, that was nice. The metro's right next to our hotel. Don't look that up.
There's a lot of transit
yeah,
lines there. There's
transit,
probably a
yeah.
lot of hotels. They'll be looking for days.
Good. So metro, great. Again, bicycle around, super easy. Like the whole city. And again, I don't know what Toronto's like because I haven't been to Toronto like once, but just able to get around like very easily as opposed to
Yeah.
any U.S. city. Maybe Boston. I find the easiest time in Boston, maybe because I'm from there. But restaurants. First off, fast food. Of course, the American's going to talk about fast food for a second here.
Of course.
Not as good. I was missing Chick-fil-A immediately. I was missing Cane's immediately. Their McDonald's, EU McDonald's always clears. I was probably trying the wrong places. You guys can flame me down in the comments below, I'm sure. Restaurants, though, were all great. Just don't get Mexican food. You don't go to Copenhagen looking for Mexican food.
Is there even? I don't even remember seeing any Mexican restaurants there.
There's a few. They dabble, but they have like great, Thai food, Indian food. The pastries, I will say, are to die for. Just like the softest dough possible. So I think that's why a lot of people go to Copenhagen. That was phenomenal, and would love to have one of those again. Because what am I going to go to Starbucks here and I get a croissant? That shit's hard as hell. It's a rock. We would learn a thing or two. But
you have you have Dutch Bros. Do they do food?
They do food. Fun fact, as I came back, what did I miss the most? First off, a little rant here for a second. Europeans don't know how to do coffee. Just gonna say it. Why don't they know? They don't know how to do coffee because it's just black coffee. Everyone's just a man there just drinking black coffee, little tiny espressos. Yeah. Like they never heard of creamer.
You want a big milkshake, fucking sweet.
Yeah, I want my candy.
Crack up your asshole.
I'm a 33-year-old.
I want a coffee large enough that a small animal can drown in it. Like that's what I want. I want a swimming pool for rats. That's what I want, full of coffee.
Yeah, it literally like there's no creamer. Can't find creamer in a store. You're missing the boat, Europe. Let me tell you. Sugar, like just in general. Like if I asked one day, we went to get brunch and I asked for a vanilla iced latte. They brought me coffee in one cup, vanilla syrup in another cup, milk in another cup. And they told me to make that shit myself. And like, that was the best I could do. But anyway, first thing I did is I came home and I went to Dutch Brothers. And that was the very first thing. I got some sugary coffee and it was great.
I mean, I think a lot of people don't know this, but like the idea behind like the cafe latte was like, it was an American thing. Like
of course.
Europeans have like cappuccinos, they have espresso, like the best coffee I've ever had in my life was in Italy. I think that should go without saying. But I understand completely what Kyle is saying because I drink coffee like for sport. I don't drink coffee to enjoy it. I don't drink coffee because I need it. I drink coffee because it's a comfort item. I want a giant cup of coffee and I want to graze. I want to sip on that thing for like 3 hours and then I want another one. That's what I want. I go to McDonald's and I ask for when we were in Poland, I'd be like, I'll get the biggest coffee you have. And it's like, I get in a shot glass. And I'm like, this is not a coffee. That's not what I want. I had to go to Starbucks because Starbucks at least does like as close to American quote unquote style coffee as possible. And it's like, it's not good. It's not winning any awards. It's not very flavorful. It's nothing special, but you know what? It's comforting. And I get to drink something that's warm and smells and tastes close enough to coffee for, the next couple hours of my life. And I totally get what you're saying. Costa Coffee and Starbucks are like the only Americanized style chains out there. If you can find them, don't let go of them. But it's like, it's different. Like if I want like a really nice drink, if I want like a cortado or like a flat white or like an espresso or something like that, yeah, European coffee is going to kick the shit out of most North American coffee. Fair. Yeah. But that's not how I usually consume coffee. I consume coffee by the gallon. So I cannot have that in Europe and it pisses me off.
Agreed. They do have a place called Joe the Juice. So shout out to them because I found an actual Americanized coffee with what I was looking for.
They got one in New York City, brother. I've been to it.
There it is. But yeah, I'm craving the sugar. Like I'm so old now. I can't wait to get guys. Maybe you're like me, Parker. I can't wait to go to bed.
I was
You
going to
know
say
why?
that, man. Fuck
You know
yes.
why I can't wait to go to bed?
Because when I get to wake up, I get to drink coffee.
Yes, exactly.
That's
Like
why.
that's God. That's yeah. I need the sugar. Need it.
I have
Fett,
those nights,
Fett don't
brother.
get old like us.
Well,
Yeah.
I just never. I'm an owl in the night, so I don't know.
Oh,
So
so
you
don't
drink coffee then?
I've drank coffee before bed. I'm so ADHD'd out that I can like coffee then sleep.
I'm the same. A coffee
Oh.
nap, you drink coffee and then you have to nap
Yes.
within 15 minutes or
And
else.
you come up wired. You just wake up
Yeah.
just ready to go. Like you're just
Yeah.
fucking ready. You're just.
And I hope our viewers, because look, I know our viewers are old like us. Like, hopefully, a couple of them in the comments, like, yeah, they're 100% like, wow, I know what these guys are talking about right now.
Yeah.
Probably watching this while drinking coffee.
It should be Friday morning for North Americans. It'll be mid-afternoon for Europeans, so perfect time for them to take their 4-hour lunch, where they can have multiple tiny little coffees. I love Europe. I just like, obviously it's not one giant homogenous entity, but like every single country I've basically visited in Europe, it's just like they've unlocked the secret in my eyes. Like, and it's, you know, like Toronto's a pretty nice city, especially downtown. We've got decent transit. Copenhagen clears us on transit. It's also worth noting that Copenhagen as a city is much smaller than Toronto, so it's easier to connect everything with the density and the size. But like biking and prioritizing, like we just had wildfires here, we still have them going, like just prioritizing clean air and renewable energy, like it's really, really nice. And you know, part of the focus of today's episode is questions you asked. Somebody actually asked us a question which I thought was a joke. Somebody asked a question which I'm not going to show on the screen, where it's like, how do you guys like not talk about politics given your size? And I was like, do you know who I am? I feel like we get political all the time, and I am just political the man. Like I
read
politics
that
all the
and say,
fucking
who's he
time.
talking to?
Yeah, I was like, who are you speaking to? Like I go on like a political tangent every single episode, and there's the one guy who hates it. And he gets very angry every single time, and half the time he sends chat GPT responses. And I delight in reading them, and I get a little bit dumber, but I enjoy it and I laugh. And you know what I do when I'm reading it? I laugh and then I sip my coffee, and it's really nice. But like Europe has it figured out, man. Like, yeah, you know what? There are less Ford F-350s. I didn't see a single lifted Super Duty
Nothing.
my entire time in Europe. But that's freedom, baby. Okay, that's freedom. That's the freedom to die. It's a freedom for a small child to get run over at a crosswalk by a vehicle that requires a stepladder to get into. That's real freedom. Okay.
You know what's really interesting is like there was another day where during a game day I talked about some politics shit, and when Dapper was editing, I was like, you know what? I wanted to keep it in because I thought it was like insightful. But you know what? Because I've gotten a lot of comments recently about like, oh, I'm so sick and tired of like tuning in to watch some Siege breakdown. This guy just starts getting rage baited and talks about everything but Siege. I was like, you know, I'm gonna listen to that. I'm gonna listen to the advice of the viewers, because that is how I'm gonna improve my content. And then I cut it out and I put a comment saying, hey, like I cut this out to listen to you guys. Like if you get a glimpse of any of it in any round, let me know and I'll cut that out too in like YouTube editor post. And then I just get a flood of comments being like, we want to hear that shit. We watch you because you're you. Why are you like cutting shit out? And then I'm like, oh, well, shit.
That's what I wanted to say to you, Fett, is I seen you starting to the time difference is crazy, but I was seeing like you on Twitter like posting that you wanted to break down the analysis more, and you were getting, to me, you were kind of getting rage baited by the rage bait community that they wanted to do the analysis content, because I feel like a satire tweet. I feel like the viewers tune into you for your personality. Like, it's not just like, yes, you could break down the games. Like, we all know you could break down the games with the best of people, but I feel like the majority of people are watching because you're actually entertaining while you do it. You're responding to people. You're calling people out for shit. You're making things fucking funny. Like, you're going off on tangents. Like, trust me, I've had games, I've done co-streams where I'm just breaking down shit, but it's not, I'll watch it back. It's not entertaining. It's not entertaining until I have like Dream and he's talking about random fucking Alexis Texas jokes and some other fucking shit. Like, I don't know. I think there's a mix, and I think you do it well.
Cause listen, I want to throw something out now that we're on this little tweet. Dude, this is the most clear satirical tweet of all time. I have a poll under it saying how long do I last, and I have options for how long do I last before I get back to getting rage baited again. And then there's just the fucking moron squad in the comments being like, I'm fucking this guy just fucking stupid ass like, dude, yo man, this one's a joke, guys. This one's a joke, guys. Not everything's that serious. Anyways,
hold on a second here. Didn't you make a political tweet that got like 30,000 likes?
Oh yeah.
Somewhat recently, prompting you, if I may, to message me being like, bro, I don't know how you do this political shit. These people are out of control.
oh
What
yeah.
did you
No,
tweet?
it was there was this girl from like a university who like wrote an essay on like
that's right.
something
That's right. The dumbest.
LGBTQ, and then she referenced like the Bible, and like, listen, I have no problem if you reference the Bible. The essay was just shit.
She didn't even cite it.
Yeah, exactly. That's
didn't
what
even cite it properly.
That's what I'm saying. Like, look, I don't care what the grading schema is. All I'm saying is that the essay reads like shit. Like, that's it.
That.
Like, maybe the grading schema was graded wrong. Like, maybe it was graded wrong. It just reads terribly. Like, I just couldn't. I read through it and it was like, there are men and there are women.
And that's what the Bible says.
So.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, word, banger.
Yeah.
Anyways,
so to the person to the person who said we don't talk about politics, this is proof that we do.
Yeah, I was gonna glaze Mint, but I want him to be here. But
I'm here. Sorry, I had to open up the window.
Oh yeah, no, but Mint.
Yeah.
He's wireless.
Yeah, wireless technology, baby.
He's wireless.
Shout out DC.
Because you know why? I feel like this is gonna be a bit of I think we had this discussion, but I think the desk, like the analyst desk, I know we call it an analyst desk, but let's be real. I don't think like pure analysis really is what people are looking for in the analyst desk, or at least what like the space it fills. I think the space it fills is for analysis to bridge, like, why was the last game we just watched meaningful? Why is this next match we're about to watch meaningful? And I think Mint would do that so well. He would take the words out of my mouth. He would give me ideas to use for my intros. When I would like start up the game, I'm going to say this for my little YouTube spiel, and Mint would be like, this team has this much on this map, and this is crazy because back, like, and then like fucking Laxine would come in, and fucking, oh my God. It was just, you're so good at it, man. It's the coach streamer in you, man.
No, it's the narratives. Oh,
it is. It's so funny
that's
too.
That's all streaming is, you know.
It's so funny with the narratives because, like, you talk to any professional player and you just feel like, wow, I'm just such a like, what happened to me? Because when you're competing, right, it's like so like, fuck the narrative, it's all bullshit, and then you're talking to a player, and then you're just like, it doesn't mean anything to any of them. But I'm over here like, yeah, man, this guy plays his old team, as if the guy cares about playing his old team, like.
But it's like they're never gonna care about it. But it's like we have to bring the audience into like, why do they want to watch this match? You know, like, it's not just because this guy's got a 0.6 KD. Like, no, what's the history here? Where's the beef? Where's the story? So, that's something we can kind of talk about a little bit later. But yeah,
we've actually brought this exact topic up a few times about what the actual purpose of the casting desk is, or and casting in general, the analyst desk is. And a lot of people think that the job is to actually analyze what you saw, and it's not, right? Like, if you as a human being are like, I just really want to analyze what's happening and I just want to be a nerd and talk about it, you don't want to be on the analyst desk. You will not have enough time to talk about everything you want. You have to be a color caster. Analysts are there to contextualize what's happening, explain like the who, what, where, when, why, and how, give usually per team 2 to 3 points to focus on, whether it be a particular player, whether it be a particular storyline, whether it be, you know, matchup history, stakes, etc. To do it in an entertaining fashion. Sometimes you will have somebody on the desk who's not actually there to teach you anything. They're just there to be funny and make you laugh. Caliber Jacob did this a number of times. Veli did this a number of times on the NA desk, where like their main focus was like storyline and humor, not on actual analysis. But just people don't understand that, right? They hear analyst desk and think, oh, they're there to analyze. No, you're actually there to like edutain. You're there to educate and entertain, and that's it. And usually like less on the edu and more on the tain. Like, you're there to keep people entertained because most people are going to treat the analyst desk like a bathroom break, if we're being honest. Like, match is over, I'm going to go grab something to drink, I'm going to go to the bathroom and come back for map 2. You know, like that's it. And that's what you're constantly going up against. One of the people who founded Last Free Nation, Monty, like kind of wrote the book on how to be a good analyst. He'd bring props, he'd say outrageous things, he'd be loud, he'd be brash. He would then go to Twitter to prolong the fight, which would then keep people invested. Like, all of this stuff makes for a better product, but very little of it is real analysis. Monty knew the game. He can do analysis. Mint, when we listen to you, you do analysis. Fett, when you co-stream, you do analysis. But I'm sure you guys have figured out that that's not the main focus for the analyst desk, which seems silly, but that's the way she goes.
At least for me, I didn't realize how fast time flies pre-show.
You got 3 to 5 minutes a segment to share.
Yeah.
That's it.
And I can't yap the whole time. I got to give Laxing time to talk. I got to give Jonah. I got to make it more conversational. I can't just be Mint monologuing for 5 minutes straight. So that was definitely the biggest battle I had to learn. And again, no one wants to watch me sit in front of a telestrator and explain a goddamn default take for 3 minutes.
Hold on. Your
times and places for that.
telestrator segment was very good.
The second one I thought was good.
Well, of course, I'm only citing the first one because I thought it was obviously it's going to be rough. It's your first one ever. Go back and listen to my first year of casting. It's going to be rough, like, right? Like, that's just the way it goes.
No, you were perfect.
Sorry?
What? Sorry.
He was perfect. I know. Yeah.
Me or Mint? Mint was great.
You.
Oh, well, thank you.
You were perfect. You were perfect.
I disagree with that. I thought that you did very well in your first telestrator segment. And honestly, if you had not told me, obviously I knew it was your first one, but if you had not told me that, I wouldn't have known. And of course, you should know by now, whether it's on this podcast, whether it's as a player, whether it's as a coach, or even as an analyst now, you are a very quick study and you improve very fast. Go back and watch the first DBNO you did, and now watch an episode from a month ago. It's night and day. You're a quick study, and you find a way to be comfortable and do the most with your role. I think it's very admirable, and I think the desk has been great with you on it.
Appreciate that. I'm competitive in anything I do, so it might sound ridiculous, but I'm literally VOD reviewing every single desk segment I give, and I'm watching every other esport basically, trying to see what their desk is doing. To even where it's like, even when it's like my body positioning and my eye contact, which I know I struggled with early on, and I mean still struggle with it, but
70, 30, 70% of the time you're looking at the camera, 30% of the time you're looking at the people around you. That's what it should be.
Boom. Didn't even know
There you
that. I was just going on feel. Love that.
70% of the time you should be looking straight ahead or at the camera or close to the camera, and 30% of the time you're looking at the people around you.
Well, I just want to ask you, like, how much are you enjoying it? Like, is this your calling? Because it definitely looks like it's your calling, at least from like how well you're doing on it.
I would love to hear some play-by-play from you.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, me and Fett, Color Cast, I'll hop into play-by-play. No, I'm just kidding. I would be so bad at that. I definitely jump over my words. Jump over my words. What does that even mean? Am I enjoying it? I actually am, Fett. I actually am enjoying it a lot. I didn't think I would. People asked me when I got into co-streaming if I was ever considering casting or analyst desk, and of course, I shut that shit down immediately. It was like, no, the freedom of co-streaming is amazing. I get to sit here in front of a camera. Yeah. You don't even know if I'm wearing pants right now. It's great. You know what I mean? Like,
all right, show your cock. Stand up.
Nope, we're not checking. Where was I going with that? No, I mean all the perks of co-streaming are great, but honestly, like, what it is for me, why I like co-streaming so much, and I thought about it, was just like, I want to bridge the gap. In fact, I think I heard you say something very similar. I want to bridge the gap between like casuals that play our game and want to watch Pro League, because I just find our game of Siege, let's be honest, it's over 10 years now, it's very fucking complex. Arguably the most complex of any esport, and we're probably biased in saying that, but like, there's so many little nuances. People die in ridiculous ways that someone that barely watches the game will never fucking know, because there's a tiny pixel. The garage angle, right? Like, let's just talk the bank garage angle. Like, the casual player is not going to know why this angle is being held to stop the default play. It can see this little blah, 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 whatever. Like, all those small things. So that's what I love with co-streaming. But obviously, like, this was my chance to do it in front of a larger audience, because my co-streams are not that big. We're growing. The Mint army is loyal. I love that. But, you know, this was my chance to kind of get in front of a lot more people and a lot more casual people. Let's be honest. The people that watch the mainstream are a little bit more casual, which is great, but they still enjoy the product. So hopefully they enjoyed what I brought to it. But honestly, I enjoyed it uh, a fuck ton more than I thought I would, except for the fact that I can't say fuck, so I'm gonna say it now.
Technically, you can. By the way, I don't know if they've told you this. Like, you're allowed to swear. They're not gonna get angry, but like, if you say like, if you're like, that was a great like fucking execute or something like that after an awesome moment, they're not gonna get upset. They might just be like, hey, maybe don't do that again. But like, they used to have a swear jar in the EML because Fabian and Hap would swear like every single episode.
Yeah, that's good to know. I was just told right away, don't do it. Don't do it, man.
Well, you should try not to. Yeah.
You know me, I'm all the time. Yeah, but again, I went here, like, I took this position, honestly, going into it, like, I'm just gonna go do this just as an experience. Parker was super, like, you and Jesse were super nice to reach out to me for casting.
The TriCast?
That's all. The TriCast, which was very fun. You pushed me out of my comfort zone. Even this DBNO podcast, honestly, having me on this for the first time ever as a guest, it pushed me out of my comfort zone as well, and it taught me a lot of skills on how to like interview people and things like that. So I was like, why not, right? Like, I've been doing all these cool things this past year. Let's go try the analyst desk. I was going into it with like, again, just gonna do it once. That's it. Go back to my co-streams. Cool, love co-streaming. But like that crazy ex-girlfriend that said, hey, we're just gonna be friends with benefits or something. I got feelings. I caught feelings for the analyst desk. And I would love to be back. Honestly, truth be told, I would love to be back, but I don't think it's in my hands. Hopefully I've done enough, but I don't think it's in my control, and we'll see what Daddy Ubisoft, the community, all thinks, and yeah, we'll go.
Yves Guillemot actually makes the decision himself. Yeah, it's just
I thought it was John Ubi. Wait, the last raid that we gotta talk about the last raid, which was like 2 weeks ago. You told your entire chat to come raid me and call me Chinese.
I mean, are you not? Like, you are at that point. Chinese touch.
Okay. Sure.
Anyways.
Go on. Yeah.
No, I was just saying, like, how would a co-streamer like us fit into that role? And then when it fit like a glove, I was like, oh my god, of course. Because whenever I used to watch your co-streams, I was very envious of like your professional upholdance, your way that you balance your like banter with your upholding of your professional self. It's like, I feel like I'm envious of it because when I dial up the stream, from minute one, I am the jester. Clown nose on, clown wig on. I'm the jester from minute one. That is who I am. I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
but it's like with you, it's like, God, he's so professional. He's so well kept. He's so well groomed. His mustache looks great. And then you went on the desk, and I was like, of course he was born for this. He's born for this shit, bro. God damn, man. Because I will say, like, one thing is, like, I do think out of all the staff, like, or all the production jobs I could do, like, a bare minimum good enough job at, I'd be like, okay, I could be a caster. Like bare minimum. I would be a bad caster. I'd be like a bare minimum, like, just passing grade caster. I could do that. But analyst desk, hell no. I could never do that in a million years. And watching you do it, I'm like, of course you could fucking do it. Of course you could. I made the mistake of being like, oh, we're both co-streamers. How would that work out? No. Of course you could do it, bro. What am I? I'm just projecting. Fett's just projecting, bro. His inadequacies.
Well, I appreciate that, and what was I gonna say?
Who fucking knows what anybody's saying anymore? What is this?
I heard Jester maxing, and it made me think of. Did you hear me bring up C4 maxing, and now I'm getting fucking flamed for that?
C4 maxing? So what is C4 maxing?
Oh, you're not listening to my desk segments, man.
It's when they brought C4s or whatever.
Is it wildcard when they brought out like a bajillion C4?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So I brought that to the mainstream.
Yeah.
Oh, what I was gonna say was, I have to be mature on my stream because every single pro player has basically told me that their parents watch me. So people, first off, appreciate the compliment. Hey, shout out Mama Gunner. Shout out all of Aiden Tax's mom and dad. Hopefully you guys watching DBNO. Newers' dad just hit me up with a nice comment. Look, everyone's mom and dad watches me. Very wholesome. I love parents. It's all like, that's awesome. But it's very hard for me then to realize when I can and can't say certain jokes because I'm like, ooh, wait a second. Someone's mom is watching me right now, right? Like Dream, Dream.
Yeah.
Frequently, we're talking about some ridiculous shit that I don't know if I could bring on DB&O, so I'm gonna just keep it as ridiculous shit. But
Like docking.
okay, we're shooting ropes. Alexis Texas, like lots of porn star jokes, lots of cum jokes, lots of
We
stuff
do have
that
sponsors for this
33-year-old
episode.
probably.
Typical 30-year-old stuff. Bro.
Typical 33-year-old banter, you know? And like every once in a while, I'm like, gotta dial back, gotta be mature. Parents are listening. So that's probably where that comes from. But of course, I want to more banter, but I don't know if I'm as funny or a class clown like you are. So I just try to be. That's where I'm not as entertaining, but I try to be sometimes. We all dial it up, right?
I think it works. And I mean, if I take a step back here, and obviously it's I don't want to say it's uncomfortable to talk about my colleagues, of which you are now one of, but I try to go out of my way to never criticize the people I work with, especially publicly, because it's an annoying topic of conversation for people. When I stream or when I be at events, people will, come in and be like, like, oh, like this caster's not very good, or what do you think of this analyst? It's like, I'm not going to go on stream and blast the people I work with. I've always viewed the EML desk as better than ours, at least certainly over the last couple of years, and
Yep.
I feel like they all do a great job. Doesn't matter who it is on that show, whether it's Ann hosting, whether it's Ian hosting, whether it's Milos hosting, whether it's Fresh, whether it's X on the desk, whether it's Demo on the desk, whether it's Alfama. I think they're terrific. And, I think the casting is relatively even, I think, across a lot of regions. But I feel that the analyst desk, like the EML desk, was just like, that's the bar. That's the bar to clear. And, for a multitude of factors, I feel like we've never really had like a stable and proper NA desk. A lot of it is just outside stuff. It's interpersonal issues. It's, whether it's Jackie Jing getting, pushed into a role that she had no experience with at the 11th hour, whether it was, resentment from some of the analysts who wanted to be bigger than what they were, to, just certain analysts being put into roles where they wanted to be more of a jester and couldn't be, or they wanted to be more narrative focused and they couldn't be. Lots of different stuff going on in the background. But I think listening to you, Jonah and Lax, is some of the best analyst desk that we've had on the NAL, if not the best analyst desk we've had. And I will say it is a relatively low bar to clear, but I appreciated it. I thought you guys injected humor really, really well. I thought Laxing looked almost like rejuvenated. He seemed to be vibing more. He was joking around more. And because like you and Fox are very different people. When Lax would make a joke, Fox would usually like kind of laugh and be like kind of like awkward funny, which is Fox's brand. When Laxing would make certain jokes, you play like the straight man where you like give a polite laugh, but it's a very different reaction. And I think for somebody like you, like you're just a normal guy. You're just a dude. You're a dude who talks in dude language. You're very plain spoken. Like it's a huge strength on a broadcast, especially when we circle back to the topic, the point we mentioned earlier on this topic, which is that it's a very complex game. Like you can crawl up your own ass and sniff your own farts for an hour talking about this game, and the average viewer is going to have no fucking idea what you're talking about because frankly, they're not smart enough and they don't know the game well enough. That's why they're listening. They're listening to learn and to enjoy the game. You are so excellent at taking complexity and making it simple. And I think that is a massive strength on the desk. I think Jonah's also been terrific. I don't know how often you and Jonah are working together, but Jonah feels like he's perfectly in sync with you and Laxing. And I think the desk is just banging on all cylinders. And obviously it's frustrating because like the circumstances in which Fox left the desk suck, like their personal stuff. Like, and as I said on the episode a couple of weeks ago, like I wish him all the best, but it's like, I look at the current landscape of the desk and I'm like, I don't know if I want it to change. Like I really enjoy it. And I don't know why you'd want to potentially mess with it. And whether that means, Fox does more Brazil stuff and you do all NA and like that's the compromise here, or, who knows what it is. It's not my job to hire people. It's just my job to listen. And I got to say, I'm enjoying what all three of you are bringing to the desk. And it's frankly a breath of fresh air when compared to previous NA desks. I think everybody's doing really, really well. And I've been quite surprised with how well you've done so quickly, but frankly, I shouldn't be with all of the times that you tend to step in and just immediately excel. So I'm glad you're enjoying it. And I'm glad that the audience has been enjoying it too.
I was going to make a joke. Well, not a joke,
Make it.
but
Is that Titleist?
Thank you. Finally, I'm wearing a golf hat, everybody. God, I can't wait till we can talk about golf later in the episode. Let's go. I was going to see if you even knew what Titleist was.
Hole in one.
Fett doesn't seem amused.
I had no
It's
idea.
a Seinfeld
No
reference. Whatever, man.
It's okay.
No, I just
He
had
was
no
angry
idea.
that day, my friends. The titleist.
Titleist. But no, Jonah Glaze and Lax Glaze, honestly, like, again, I flew out there. I know this is crazy, but if you ever thought about doing this, at that point, it was literally like, I said yes, but guess what? My passport was expired. So it's like, I might not be able to even do this. I had to go to LA, get it renewed at one of those agencies. Thank God that place was amazing. Shout out to all those workers, because holy cow, like, that was the nicest passport agency ever. But handled business, flew out there, and I was really worried. Like, me and Lax, like, again, we didn't have any chemistry. We played against each other when we competed. I typically owned Elevate DZ. We were the NA super team back then, so we owned those guys, but we never really
Elevate existed
talked.
with DZ and NA, or was it F3?
You
I don't
would
even
have been
even- we
F3
could've-
going
we
up
could've
against
even been
Elevate. You would have been
SK at that
F3.
Could have been even SK, F3, whatever it was.
And then it
Best
would've been
team
SK,
4, though. I always owned those guys so much so that Skies had to join us at one point because he was sick.
bang.
But yeah, we didn't really have any chemistry. We just like talked shit against each other all the time. Never really talked out of game. So I was really worried about that. But like, we clicked right away. I thought Lax was like, I feel like we complemented each other really well with like, I could bring like the more analytical stuff as I was like coming in and learning like, oh, do I just throw out what's happening? And then I started to learn more narrative near the end. And like, Lax was really good at like just honestly talking a fucking, because he's a professional. He's a professional fucking talker. He's been doing it for seasons and stages, and he was able to like. Sometimes I didn't really have that much to say, and Lax was able to cover so much, and like, he had my back on a lot of things, and even him just watching the games and picking certain things out was really good that I wasn't noticing, because it was like a different experience for me. It wasn't co-streaming. I was sitting in a room watching the games. It was a little bit different. So he kind of like took me under his wing, and then Jonah. I mean, asked if I had any experience with Jonah. Not really before that event, but like, I didn't even realize Jonah was so young. Like, I'm almost, what am I, like 7 years older than him? He's 26. That guy carries himself like he's in his 30s. He's very mature. I think he's an excellent desk host. I think arguably he might be better with words than Parker, which is rare. No, I'm just kidding. No, but I mean, he makes it so both of them make it or have made it so easy for me to kind of like get into it. I was so scared, like, being away from my fiance and everybody and just living in Copenhagen, but like, we hung out almost every day. Like, me and Jonah were out biking. We were out exploring the city. We were playing board games on the roof, like, it was a nice family. It really was. Even the EML guys would join us, and like,
Did you golf?
We did golf.
Oh, fuck off.
Thanks for asking. We did golf. Yeah, so they honestly, like, yeah, they made everything so much easier. And again, like, going into stage 1, I didn't really have much time to like cook anything. And if anything, like, I now have ideas on what I would want to bring to stage 2 and like what I think could be improved, what we could all do to improve as like a team. So I would just love more time together, like me, Lax, and Jonah, and even the production team and everybody that was kind of helping out. I think going forward, we could be a lot. I know I definitely can improve. But what are you guys fucking? What are you guys typing at? Oh
No,
my God.
not that. For some reason,
don't.
I genuinely not even. That was not what I was typing about earlier.
Shared.
But that is also something funny.
It's a thumbnail that no human should ever see with their eyes. So,
anyways, no, I laughed at the fact that like you were saying, oh, I didn't have time to cook, and now I'm like, oh my God, like, for some reason in my head I was just fully convinced that you're talking about making meals at home, like being in Copenhagen inspired to start making some crazy meals. And then you said, oh, cook for next stage, and I was like, oh, he's talking about Siege, bro.
He did that. I was like, are you still in Copenhagen? He's like, yeah. I was like, you made that in a hotel room? Like,
we had no oven, so no reverse sear. He's making that all pan fried with the smoke detector right above us. Like, I was not attempting that.
I just bought a stainless steel pan yesterday, and the first thing I did was cook a steak in it, and it was righteous, and it came out perfect medium rare.
Where's the Twitter picture? Where's proof?
I posted it on my Instagram, which will be long gone, but I took photos if you want me to send you photos of it. It might actually be gone. It was over 24 hours ago. It was last night for dinner. I'll send you photos.
It's on me. I should have checked.
It's okay. You don't use Instagram anyway.
I don't.
No, you don't. You really ought to. No, I mean it was a huge change, right? Like, I can obviously I can sympathize with you. Like, I was asked to move to Poland, and then 72 to 80 hours later, I was there.
Yeah.
And it's like I'd never been to Europe. You at least had been. I'd never been to Europe. I had no idea what I was doing. Like, I brought one plug adapter. I didn't know that they had hotel rooms where you have to put the card in to turn the lights on. So I thought that there was no electricity. I was like, what the hell's going on here? Like, it's a huge adjustment. And I think the fact that you were able to get there and immediately like acclimate, whether it be because of, you as a person or just nerves, like for me, like the first like 2 weeks, I don't really remember in Poland. I was just like running on adrenaline. It was so cool and so exciting. So maybe you experienced the same, but like you were able to do that and then also hit the ground running and nail your desk segments. That's admirable, man. You should be proud of yourself. You did really well. And again, like Jonah was great, Laxing was great, like everybody. I think, even X and Lynx, who don't get talked about a ton from like a quality perspective on this show, just because we don't usually talk about duos. But I thought they were great too. I think the NAL this stage was fantastic. And the games were good.
Oh, yeah.
Which also helped.
Games were great. Except every time we hyped up a big match, SR versus M80, whatever, blah, 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 whatever, Titan versus Titan, we're trying to, here comes the Juggernauts. And it was like a 7-0, 7-2, whatever it was every time. It's like, oh my God, like the caster cursing followed us from co-streams. Like now every time I'm hyping up a match, it's a dud, which was just upsetting. But hey, you got to do what you got to do. You got to hype up every single match. Doesn't matter. Hardest thing, hyping up Outlast week after week.
It's brutal, man.
And like, you don't want to be negative. We've talked about that on the show, right? Like, I don't want to be negative all the time as an analyst. I don't want to be like, these guys suck, this blah, blah, blah. So you got to mix it up. And like a lot of time I'm like, okay, well, what could they do what was the positives that we could take away? Where anything. And that was definitely the tough part, but like, it was rewarding at the end of the day. Cause it's like, it was challenging me to like really look for some fucking stories instead of what's the quick hit? What's the easy? These guys suck and they're never going to win a game. Okay, we're not going to talk about that 8 weeks, 9 weeks. Like the viewer doesn't always care. Like I don't know. Got to sprinkle some positivity in. Although, what do people like in analysts? They like the Stephen A. Smith. These guys suck, every week. So
it goes back to what you want to be on the desk. Yeah. If we had 3 analysts, one of them would almost certainly have to be like the outrage hot take one. Right? You in a perfect world, you have 3 analysts. You have one doing most of the narrative exposition, talking about storylines, etc. You have your expert, who's the big brain, who talks about really crafty plays and like talks about numbers and stats and breakdowns and etc. And then you have the absolute drooling moron that just says the dumbest shit alive to rile people up and be entertaining. And then you cause it. It's like they're basically like they throw a hand grenade on the desk. And everybody's trying to, get out of the way. That's basically what it is. Unfortunately, like in most esports, you only have 2 analysts for a couple reasons. Number one, you have a lot less time. If you got 3 people on the desk and a host, you're getting a minute to talk. It would not surprise me if we see less desk prior to main stage now because of how positive a reception it got from the viewers. So we're actually having less time for the analysts to talk. So we can't have that. And also it's a budgetary thing. Like, let's be honest. Rainbow Six is an esport. Esports across the board are trending downwards in terms of money. We don't really have the budget to bring in 3 analysts multiple times a day across it. Like that adds up very quickly. That's like tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars across all the regions for just a single person. It's a cost that ultimately a lot of times you can't justify. So I feel like that was what I liked a lot about you and Lax too, is that Lax likes to make a lot of hot takes and say really silly stuff in his charming way, but you also understand that he knows the game really well. And again, you're the everyman, you kind of roll your eyes, you give him like a sensible chuckle, and then you get into the nitty gritty. And I think it's just a really good dynamic. And then if, you guys are morons, Jonah just is the adult in the room that, reels you guys back in. So I thought the dynamic was really good. And, I'm hopeful that this isn't the end of the road for you as an analyst. And, if it is, then, at least you tried it. You did a great fucking job and you can keep your head held high and, maybe an opportunity to present something in the future. Sorry?
My chat will be happy because
you'll be back.
Yeah. They're all like, I just want to watch you watch NAL games. And I'm like, watch the mainstream, man. Or tune into somebody else. But also shout out to Fett too, because I was trying to watch like mainstream and get feedback and shit like that. But like, does anyone even watch the mainstream and type in the chat? Give me feedback. talk some shit about me, whatever. But I would watch Fett stream or watch Dream stream. Those are the only real ones. Because Fett, you had the volume up during the desk segments. I feel like normally you turn that shit down a little bit.
No, I've never. I always have it like going a little bit. It's just whether I'm at my desk
I feel
or not.
like
That's
it was
the biggest thing.
I seen you at your desk almost every time, and I feel like it was up a little high, and you were listening, and I was like, "Ooh, okay." I was waiting for you to like cook me something. Oh man, what the fuck's this guy talking about?
Sadly, I would just be very impressed. I would like want to bring up a point, and I'll be like, I was gonna say that. Holy shit.
Fair.
While we have a brief pause here, and because we are conscious of time, and yes, this one will actually be a shorter episode than usual because we all actually have real life commitments, and it is very late right now. We are recording at 10 p.m. I am going to shout out one thing that I alluded to at the very beginning. Kyle, we can always circle back and talk a little bit more about you if you want, but I want to get to the viewer questions. I want to get to the stage results as well, because we've got all that. I know you're chomping at the bit here to talk about stage results, but the one thing that I do want to address for everybody is something that we've actually teased on the show before, which is that there is a subscription model coming to Last Free Nation. It's not just for our show, it's for every single show, but you can obviously, if you're a DBNO fan, spend most of your time here. So Last Free Nation Premium is live right now at lastfreenation.com. The biggest benefit for you, the viewer, is what today we are doing via Twitter and through Discord, but in future will be done through the Last Free Nation Discord, which is that we ask you to give us questions. We ask you to give us topics to discuss, because I'll be frank, sometimes we don't really have stuff to talk about, and if we don't have a guest, it can be a little tricky for us to come up with. That's why we've leaned into drama on Reddit and on YouTube and on Twitch, etc. And yes, I say this every week, I read the comments. I don't respond to a lot of them, but I read the comments, and I know some of you being older people will turn around and roll your eyes and say, who cares about Reddit drama? We need things to talk about. There are times where we need topics, and that is where this comes into play. So it can be your show. Every single week, what we're going to do is we're going to take questions from you. We're going to take topics from you. Every single person who has a show on this broadcast is an owner of the platform. It is effectively a workers' cooperative. There is no outside investment. The money comes from advertisers on our show. It comes from you. It comes from ad revenue, and it comes from the people who ultimately are running this place. We're not bought by corporate interests. We don't have to worry about where our next paycheck is coming from or what the ethics of that money or the morals of that money is, etc. Subscribing to us via the premium system enables us to do more with that money and ensure that our voices are not being bought. I know for a lot of you, you might roll your eyes at this stuff, but a lot of you like the idea of not being owned by ads or being owned by corporations, etc. You quite literally will help us keep the lights on. Subscriptions keep us unbought, if that makes sense. So along with all the cool stuff that's going to come in every week, what we're going to do is we're going to take a topic, we're going to take some questions, we're going to work it into the show. We're going to credit you on air. It's going to be your name, it's going to be your platform. We're going to thank you for the question, etc. How do you do this? Well, when you subscribe, you get access to the subscriber Discord, which then is where you can pose your questions. We asked on Twitter earlier today. If you're watching the show, you might have missed it. It's important that if you subscribe, you join the actual Discord itself. There will be prediction leagues. There's going to be community there. You'll be able to talk to each other. It'll be kind of like a weird, like third space, but on the internet. So all of that is great. And of course, it helps all of us too, because naturally, as all owners, we all make the same amount of money. Fett makes the same amount as I make, same as Mint. We're all equal in this footing. And of course, that money is going to be evenly distributed between us, producer David, who's still trying to get his Lambo, and everybody else at Last Free Nation. I know this has been long, but I want to be thorough with all of you. I have notes in front of me, but I'm largely not reading them, so they're probably going to be annoyed at me, but whatever. If you want to subscribe, this part I will actually read. You go to lastfreenation.com and sign up for LFN Premium. It's $9 a month or $90 for the year, which saves you about $1.50 a month. And of course, those prices are in US dollars. You can pick whatever show when you sign up. Obviously, if you've arrived here and you don't know what show it is, this is DBNO, Down But Not Out. I should hope that that part is self-explanatory. And the subscription pays for the show directly. That means your $9 when you sign up and you pick us, come directly to us. You're not funding other shows. You know exactly where your money is going. And of course, there's a 7-day money-back guarantee. So try it. And if you don't like it, when the next episode comes out, subscribe right before the episode. We'll answer your questions. You don't like it, whatever. It's unsubscribe. Who gives a shit? lastfreenation.com. Sign up for LFN Premium, $9 a month, $90 for the year, and have your say in the show and help us keep ourselves unbought. Back to our regular scheduled programming.
Bang.
Hopefully that's good.
That was great. I just don't know what
Fire.
I don't know what's the next thing we talk about.
I actually think it would be really great for us to bring up one or two questions that were posed to us just to show you what this
Yes.
would look like, and then we can talk about EWC stuff. So
Yes.
I clipped earlier today a whole bunch of stuff, but there's one in particular, David, that I think we should do, which is from Lalo, who's from Better Call Saul, if you've seen. David, bring it up on screen. The question that was asked by It's Lalo R6 says, how hard is it balancing a regular social life? Since you all have experience with at least one as broadcast player or coach, your perspectives would be nice. I would assume the latter two, which is player and coach, are harder, but I'm still interested in the psychological impact across all roles. Now, yeah, of course, I do VOD reviews, just like Mint does. I do VOD review for my own casting. Jesse and I go back and rewatch our VODs. We'll talk about stuff. We'll talk after a day is done. We literally will talk after the first half is done. 6 rounds go by. You guys start vamping on the desk. Jesse and I, was there anything you liked? Was there anything you disliked? What can we tighten up for the second half? Is there anything we missed? Is there any stats you want? What I will do a day or two in advance is I will go through and I will pull all of the relevant numbers for the players that are in those matches. Where are they ranked? How many kills do they have? I know somebody joked that I referenced that Kaysen was like 5 kills away from 100 kills like 7 times. But frankly, that's the type of thing that the average and casual viewer wants to hear about. And that's the type of thing that we'll do. So Jesse will have tons of stats, exhaustive amounts of stats. I will go through and I will make sure that I do all of my necessary work. What maps do they play? What operators do they play? How many kills do they have? Just in case I need a refresher. That usually takes a couple hours. And I usually do it the day before a match, or I'll do it in the morning before a match, depending on the start time, depending on the region. Beyond that, there really isn't a ton that I have to do like a coach or a player does, right? Like when I'm off, if there's no siege that's being played, there really isn't that much for me to do other than just make sure I'm prepared for my next broadcast. So balancing work life for me is actually quite easy. But I have a feeling that you guys are going to have different answers.
Sure, I'll go next. Lalo, if that is your real name, since Mike W's not even, come on, he's not even. I was a player, I was a coach, and I'm now working on the broadcast. So I think I could talk to all 3 of those to give you my very real thoughts. I mean, started as a player, and honestly, as a social life, you don't really have any. Gonna be completely honest. You are playing the game almost all day, every day. And I'm not saying that's a healthy obsession. And I think once you're in a pro league, it's really important to have a system like call outs, which is something we had on my DZ time, where you are healthier, you have outside hobbies and things that you enjoy. So you're not getting burned out. But that wasn't a thing back 100% all the time when I was playing. And there's a lot of pros in T1 that's like this, where you are double scrimming. I mean, here's the schedule. It's 6 out of the 7 days a week. You are double scrimming. Yep, 6 out of 7. You are double scrimming. And what that means is you are practicing. Oh, man, let me go EST time because I got to convert this. Because for PST, you're practicing from 12 to 7, which is what? From 3 to 10? That's team practice.
12 p. Oh, yeah, I guess 3 o'clock. Yeah, never mind. Wrong way.
Yeah. So that's team practice. Like, that's just scrim. Like, that's just the scrim block. But of course, you're going to go an hour or so after that for the debrief and talking about things. And you're also going to meet an hour or so before, depending on your team, to talk about like notes, goals, things you want to do for the day. They call it like the kitchen sink, which is kind of like you don't want to just show up to scrims. You want to warm up. You want to get with your team. You want to have conversations, things like that. So you're like warming up your vocal cords and like you're not a shithead to your teammate. You can let people know if you're having a bad day, you're sleepy, whatever it is. You have these normal conversations, right? So it's upwards. I mean, right there, I mean, it's upwards of like 10 hours a day. And then, of course, you're going to have individual practice within that. You'll see pros grinding streams, playing ranked, whatever it is afterwards before practice. So 12 plus hours every single day, 6 out of those 7 days a week. And honestly, let's be honest. People are gamers. What do they do in a team house on their day off? They still play Siege. They don't do anything else. NJR is still playing Siege all day long, pretty much, for the most part. I mean, sometimes new games come out like Call of Duty and you're playing Call of Duty, but you're gaming. There's almost no time for a social life. When I moved to coaching, it's because I met my fiance. Hey, which is a great thing because we're still together, okay? It's not like I threw it. It's not like I threw it away and we're not together anymore, okay? We're getting married. This is great. It's great. I love Natalie. But I lost a lot of that individual time. I wasn't watching VODs back. I wasn't doing a lot of things. And you can, again, go back, look at the stats. I was a bum. And I played a completely different role. I was playing Hard Breach, and I was ass at it. But anyway, I moved to coaching because I was like, hey, I'm going to have a little bit more time. I don't have to have individual time anymore. I can just be there during practice and watch VODs, and like it's a little bit less time. Well, was I wrong? Because coaching, Fett, you can back me up on this. Coaching is still fucking stressful, and you are putting in so much goddamn time.
Dude.
And you go to an event and you are never
bro.
sleeping ever. You like you can't have fun. You can't
Everyone
have fun
else gets to have fun. Everyone else goes to, oh, game's over for the day. Wait till the next day for the next game. And you're just there fucking just slaving, just drooling, fucking like you're hitting 4 different positions on the bed, just laptop out, just hitting the right arrow key on a VOD, like just like
100%. And even practice, like you show up the next day, you can't just show up to practice and start scrims. Your players
you
are like,
just show up empty-handed.
They got these puppy eyes looking at you like, sir, what do we do? What's today's goal? What are we working on? What did we suck at yesterday? So you got to have everything ready. You got to lay down the foundation. What are we doing today, right? So it's so much work. It was, I'll be honest, it was a little bit less than being a pro player, just a little bit, which helped me with my relationship, but it was still a shit ton. Honestly, stressed me out more than fucking anything. Like I struggle with anxiety sometimes, and like coaching, the anxiety instead of being a pro player was what pushed me out. So if you're thinking about getting into coaching because that's going to free up your personal life or social life, not true.
Yeah,
now,
if you want to be a tech stealer, I mean, go for it.
Yeah,
but like if you want to actually win stuff as a coach, have fun, bro.
Yeah, you got to put so much fucking
You got to
time.
put in work, man.
Now, broadcasting / co-streaming, like the reason I stepped away from coaching to go to co-streaming, I mean, to be honest, we get to make our own schedule, like kind of. We got to still stream during matches, but that whole 12 to 7, because I live PST, like that whole 12 to 7, 12 to 8, like think about it, like when am I going to hang out with Natalie, right? Or when do I get to hang out with friends, do anything? Like that's the middle of my entire day. And I don't stay up until 2 a.m. So I'm like finishing work at like 9. Then I get like an app, like she's a school teacher, or she was. So like she goes to bed early. We get like 30 minutes to an hour together. And I don't see her in the morning because she's gone in the morning because she's a teacher. So like we had no time. So I got into co-streaming because, yeah, we don't have to do that 12 to 7 anymore. I can just watch the games, get off, whatever. I can make my own schedule when games are not happening. It's great. Broadcast. Again, why do I want to come back? Because there is that social life aspect like you're able to have. We work 2 days. The NAL is 2 days, and I get 5 days off. That's pretty fantastic. If you tell me I get to work 2 days out of the week and I get 5 days off, and I get to explore the city in Copenhagen, I got to see so many cool things, canal tours, yada yada yada. And of course, like I'm still watching EML because I just love Siege, and I'm watching SAL a little bit part time. Just to stay up to like date because I need to know these things for like when obviously events are happening. So I'm still watching Siege, but like you still get so much off time, and like you're just preparing your notes and things like that. Like Parker, you were saying that, like, again, I feel a lot better. I feel like it's more manageable. It feels more like a career, and I can have like I'm older now, so it's great. I can have that social life aspect. But yeah, pro players, coaches, it is rough, especially like Fett just said. Like if you're actually trying to win. Not like you're just Cloud9 and you're just trying to exist as an organization in Siege. No, you're actually trying to win, then yeah, you got to dedicate your life to it. And that was frequently what we would talk about on DZ when we had Rob, who used to be with Ghost Gaming, I believe, before he came over to us, and Zach, where it was like, how long are you going to be a pro player? Again, my career's already over. 10 years flew by. And you don't want to have any regrets at all. Like you could have done more. You could have done after every single event, Fett, you know, like you don't want to be like, man, I shouldn't have got that extra hour of sleep. No, It's like, what could I have fucking done in that hour? Could I have watched FaZe one more fucking VOD or something that could have helped my team at top 4 SI in Boston so we didn't fucking look like bots? Sorry, that pissed me off. I'm just kidding. Or like map bans on certain things. DZ, why did you go skyscraper curves lows? You got 7-0 at Atlanta. No, Mint, what are you doing? So yeah, you don't want to have any regrets. You put like everything you have into it, and like that's just the MO. I mean, I feel like you do that in regular sports. I feel like it's probably the same thing and different things like that. Because again, by the time you hit 30, you're done. You got to go to a new career, and yeah, you want to give everything to it.
I want to just contextualize one thing here because I feel like people don't understand the way that we use our time in casting. There's definitely like misuse of your time and looking up the wrong stuff. And there are lots of times where I pull stats and numbers that just never even get used, or narratives that just never come to be. But as you very quickly pointed out, like if I was to VOD review for 12 hours every day I don't cast, I really don't think it would make me a better caster. It will make you a better player. It will make you a better coach. So it's like there's like at some point it gets like the law of diminishing returns, where it's like I can watch 4 more VODs today before going to bed to be a better caster, but it's going to take me from like an 85 out of 100 to like an 85.5. It's just not, it's marginal gains at absolute best. And it's just like, by nature, our job allows you to have a lot of downtime. That's it. And it's not like we're lazy or we're not doing a good job. It's just, there is only so much that you can do between matches.
Yep.
And it's what I try to tell every pro player when I'm like, hey, like, you know, would you ever want to like become like an analyst, or would you ever be a caster or any of that stuff? I was like, oh. And I'm like, you literally work like 80 days a year.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh,
pretty nice.
That's nice.
And like, and what can you do on those other days? You can still stream. You can still do other, like all your other stuff you want to do. Like,
in fact, you should be streaming, right? Like I should take this advice because I haven't streamed in quite some time, but it's like you are being gifted a platform. I used to stream before I got picked up to cast Pro League in Poland. I got like 7 average viewers. My first stream back from Poland, I had like above 65 average viewers, and it was like already hitting the number at the time for Twitch partner. Why? Solely because I was casting with Kicks, and solely because I was on the main broadcast. That's it. You're being given a platform. You're going to balloon on TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, whatever. Use it. That's the best piece of advice you can give to somebody who's aspiring, is use the platform you have. Grow your brand, because you don't need to, but there's no real downside to having more followers, more attention, more streams, more money, etc. You know. All right, Eric, what's your
I have
social
an
life
unusual
like?
case because I've never had like less than 2 very big priorities together at once. And as a result of that, like my answer was it was impossible. Like particularly when it was undergraduate studies and something Siege, sorry, something just threw me really off. It was impossible. Like literally, my friends would be like, "Oh my god, it's like the one time every 2 months I see him," right? And I would come out to study. Like I would wake up, it'd be class time, and then I'd be at double scrims, and obviously, I would have to choose basically, but like this is homework time. I need to get this done, and then I have homework too, which is I promised my brand new team that I would make 2 maps worth of strats by the next day. Man, you know, there's 2 types of people that make strats. One is like you can make a whole map within the hour and then you like figure it out through scrims.
Yep.
I'm the 2 hours per site guy. I'm the sit there
perfectionist,
and like figure out where to put this one barbed wire to perfectly cover the most high percentage gap. 2 hours straight, just make the most polished strat I can.
If you see one gap in your strat, it's rip it up, start fresh.
Rip it up, start it fresh, just like stare at the blank, stare at like the blank fucking blueprint. That was me. College was impossible. Now it's much better. And also because it like you said, it's constant. Like when you compete, it's constant. It's either you feel like dog shit from the thing you just lost out of, you're kind of like scramble in roster mania to message a bajillion people and make sure your org's not like slashing your salary by half, or you're like constant in the ebb and flow of prepping for that next game. Now it's much better. I will say I am balancing 2 things. I will say if I didn't have a wonderful girlfriend, I would not see anyone. Thank God for her. She drags me out the house. She makes sure I have friends. I would not see a soul. I would just be cooped up streaming every single day in the off time that I'm not in lab. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. For me, it's like it's borderline impossible, just because like I just do 2 things. But at the same time, I'm okay with that. Like I love the things I do, and I don't know. I feel like I have like a lot of good people at like home. I'm also like not in the city that I grew up in, or neither was I in college too. And it really felt like by the time I was spending a substantial amount of time with the new people I was friends with in college, I already moved away from my hometown. But like, you know, I think that's how friendships are built, you know, like through years and years of time. So when I'm back home in Houston, I just go pull up to a friend's house, and it's really nice because they understand I can be busy. They understand I can like take time to, you know, like, well, it's thumbnailing time for him. You know, he's working on doing some bullshit. I feel like it's the same with my friend from college now, but it's been 4 years, and by the end of the 4 years, I was already gone. And I feel like I'm just starting to develop that friendship now in my program. So, yeah.
There you have it. I think there's a
Note.
myth. I think there's a
Note.
myth among a lot of people, and
I have a note to end that off on. I did not succeed until I figured out how to balance that. So to get the one of the best analogies I have for life is to get close to where you want to be, you need to unbalance yourself. And then to get where you want to be, you need to then rebalance yourself. Like it's like when you're taking steps, literally physical steps, right? It's like without unbalancing your upper body, you're not going to create the forward momentum for you to take that step, right? But then in order to finish your step, you're like basically recentering your body. This doesn't make any sense. But it's like when I was unhealthy, when I was just selling my soul to Siege, when I was so unhappy with myself, when I was like, don't talk to me, I'm screaming, don't talk to me, I have game day. I didn't win anything. I only won when I started being like, hey mom, like literally like I think any other time in my life before that, like at the major, my mom was there. I would have been like, mom, don't fucking bother me. I have to fucking lock the fuck in. But the day of the playoffs when she was there, I was like, hey mom, let me make sure you're okay. Let me make sure you get to a seat. I know I have a match in 30 minutes, but let me make sure you're okay first. Then I'll go back to prepping my players. And like, I don't know what the fuck that did, but I won when that happened. So to me, for the rest of my life, I'm holding that mindset. It's like, maybe you need to unbalance to start off getting close to where you want. But I think really importantly, balance is very important at the end of the day.
Time management is a huge skill that a lot of people don't think about, right? Like people think about eating healthier, working out, blah, 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 but it's like managing your time is really quite crucial. One of the things I'm most proud of is how I can manage all of the things I'm doing. Like I'm usually juggling a lot, whether it be my own streaming, whether it be my own girlfriend, whether it be like my friends, whether it be my family, like casting, like I was picking up, like I worked in my buddy's record shop I told you guys about. Like I had a lot of stuff going on, and it was like I was able to manage my time. Not always the best, but it's something that I'm quite proud of. And I think a lot of people often forget how important a skill it is, especially as you get older, because when you're young, you can sleep for 4 hours and not give a shit, and you've got 20 hours to your day. Now it's like, if I don't sleep for 8 hours, I feel like I've died. So it's like, you need to be better with how you fill your day and prioritize the things that actually matter, because, when you get older, you take on more responsibilities. Lots of stuff will happen. My day got fucked today because the loaf of bread I had went moldy when it wasn't supposed to go bad for 2 more days. So I had to go out and go get bread, and then I decided to do a grocery run, and then traffic was bad, and now I've lost like an hour and a half of my day. So it's just like, people need to realize that that's an incredible skill to have. So a great question, Lalo. Thank you so much for asking it. And again, this to be a shameless sellout. Last Free Nation Premium entitles you to ask questions and come up with topics that we will discuss. And when we have guests on the show, this is one thing I would like to try to do. I know that the ad read literally says don't speculate, but we used to do this with our old guests, so I know that it's going to be possible. We will give enough of a heads up if we have it for guests so that you can ask the guests questions, because we used to do that on 6 on 6. We would let people know ahead of time when the guest was coming, providing we had enough time, which sometimes guests get booked at the last second. But if we know that a guest is coming on the show, like let's say, for example, one of the next guests, he's a standing invite. We just haven't figured out timing, and he's going to EWC, so he's going to be a little busy. He's Lagonis. I'd love for people to ask Lagonis questions, and we'd be able to read some of those to him. So that's just some of the benefits of it. It's $9 a month, $90 for the whole year, $750 a month if you do it that way, and it helps us keep the lights on. So with that said, let us pivot, because we will come back to questions. And Mint, don't forget, you're the guest. I'm going to ask you those 10 questions I've been asking everybody, but that's coming towards the end of the show. Now it's time to discuss Stage 1 results. My friends, let me actually stop myself for 1 second, because there were a lot of questions about EWC. And my line with EWC has always been pretty clear. I will take Saudi Arabian money. I just won't go there and physically work. There was some speculation I saw on Reddit about whether I would even work EWC Paris, because it's in Paris this year. I would have, if the opportunity was there. But by the time we knew that it was moving to Paris, all the offers had already gone out. There's no opportunity. Everybody had been offered under the guise that it would be in Riyadh, and obviously there's something big going on over in the Middle East. I don't know. There's not allowed to have events over there or something like that. I don't know if you guys read the news, but anyway. So obviously it's in Paris. I don't mind like that. And it's obviously, but some of the questions were about esports investment. Would I like it if that money came through more moral and ethical ways? Of course. I think we all kind of agree with that. Some people don't. Some people don't give a shit where their money comes from. Some people care to a certain extent. Some people care a lot. My thing is, it's like we're at a point now where if it wasn't for Saudi Arabian investment in EWC, there would be a massive gap in esports to the point where who knows if leagues or orgs would shut down entirely. It sucks. That really sucks. Because on the one hand, you're trying to fight the good fight and have like ethical consumption. And on the other hand, you know, if you risk possibly losing your entire esport. So it's brutal. And I think it opens up broader, you know, and greater questions about funding of esports and how developers and publishers can fund them without needing outside revenue. But it's something that's well above my pay grade. But EWC has become incorporated into our circuit now. Gives you a spot at SI. You win EWC, you auto get qualified for SI. Is that correct, or is it Osaka?
SI.
Is it SI?
Yes, SI.
And I will say, I am kind of excited to see what the results will be for EWC just because of the landscape of our esport.
Guys, if you're anything like me, you probably suck at time management. Too many times I'll be working or I'm gaming super late and I totally forget to eat. And I'll remember at like 11:30 at night and I'm eating tortilla chips straight out of a bag, maybe a couple slices of deli meat, somehow convincing myself that that's dinner. But let me tell you, that absolutely does not count as dinner. But we've all had those moments when we're too busy or too lazy to actually make food. And honestly, that's why I've been so happy that I've found Huel. Instead of throwing together some random snack that barely qualifies as a meal, I can make their Black Edition in about 30 seconds. You just mix it with water or milk, shake it up, and that's it. It's got 40 grams of protein and just 27 essential vitamins and minerals, no artificial sweeteners, colors, or flavors. And the biggest thing that I appreciate is that it's a complete meal replacement. It's not just a protein shake that you're drinking on top of another meal. It's replaced all those terrible, I'll just eat whatever's in the pantry for me, dinners. And because it's got plenty of protein and fiber, it's actually keeping me fuel through my gaming sessions instead of having me go rummaging through the pantry just an hour later. And if I'm heading out the door, I'll just grab one of those ready-to-drink bottles instead. That's the grab-and-go version with 35 grams of protein, 7 grams of fiber, and it's under $5 a meal, which makes it really easy when you don't have any time to stop anywhere like I do. So the next time you're about to call a handful of chips or cereal or whatever the heck leftovers are in your fridge a meal, make the swap to Huel instead. And you can get 15% off online if you're a new customer. Limited time offer. Make healthy eating simple. Get Huel today with my exclusive offer of 15% off online with my code LFN at Huel.com/LFN. That's Huel, Huel. New customers only. Thank you to Huel for partnering and supporting our show.
Let's start with Europe. David, up on the screen, if you could put up the playoff results for the EML. Mint, I assume you watched EML because you were there. Why'd you smirk like that? Uh-oh.
You assumed I watched? Yeah, I watched. I watched Siege, indeed. I watched that inferior region. Keep going.
You already just talked about their transit and lack of Ford F-350s and how they were better, but that's fine.
Great city.
The 4 teams that qualified from EML, Fnatic, GK. Those are 2 names that you might be a little surprised to hear. Virtus Pro and Team Falcons. Of course, we all expected every single one of these teams to qualify.
Where's Stompin'? You didn't say G2?
I did not. They beat Rebels for the 5th place match. That's kind of neat.
I'm not watching.
Speaking of, this is a random shout. Speaking of like Siege being hard to market as a game and the unnoticed genius of Siege, I wanted to make a video about this, like a whole video essay about this. I didn't even notice until Bodega pointed out to me. When Wizard 180 stomping in the very last round, when he's Blitz, everyone's like, stomping on Blitz. Who put stomping on Blitz? No one fucking noticed that Wizard lost that exact same gunfight 2 rounds ago in overtime. No one noticed that Wizard had a DMR when he lost that gunfight and then switched to the NPX, an objectively inferior weapon, so that he could win one specific gunfight, which is 180ing stomping on Blitz. No one fucking noticed. I didn't notice that. So like that's how hard like dude, the average person is like, wow, stopping on Blitz, fucking bicycle in my head. Fucking I'm so stupid, right?
Ding ding.
Just like me. I'm part of the average stupid like dude, but like dude, that's so crazy, man.
I did so I did see people talking about that, but it's just like the devil's advocate. Like I don't know any other player that would switch off the DMR for the MPX.
He went into Twitch chat and said it after the game was over.
Wizard?
Yes.
Oh no, I'm just saying I don't know another player that would even do that because the DMR is already a shield killer. It will 2-tap Blitz. Like I don't know what we're worried about that we're switching to the MPX, which is a P shooter.
I think it's ammo count mostly. Like he doesn't want to get caught on like a reload timing.
Yeah, or maybe just because he's gonna what? He's gonna pre-fire the when he 180, right? Pre-fire the Blitz ADSing. He's waiting for the ADS. I get that, but crazy move. Crazy. It was a crazy move. It was a good catch too.
I love how we're talking about the 4 teams going to EWC, and you guys are too concerned with G2 who aren't going.
Well, we're pissed.
I love it,
Parker.
Well, that was like when we're gonna talk about Brazil, and then we spent like 20 minutes talking about Virtus Pro.
What's the story of EU is that G2 didn't make it? Like, I mean, Falcons.
You think that's the defining story?
Yeah. Because honestly, the rest of the teams, I'm gonna be honest. We'll talk about it here in a second. I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed with any of them.
Do you, the public, agree? Do you think that the story of EML, if you've made it an hour and 15 minutes or something like that into this show, do you think that the story is of the team that didn't get to go? Do you agree? Sound off in the comments.
Yeah, I think that's the depressing story. I think Fnatic and GK are impressive in the fact that they became a top 4 team. Virtus, I feel like, are just they're doing that. They're like occupying the habitat niche of the FaZe clan in their region. Like it's like when Mint was the DZ of like when you're the slow of a region, and you're the best.
You can have one of them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You have one of the slow in the region. You're making every single event, no matter what, every single time. You just farm people that overextend. And it's like, it's insane. It's like they want to push in one place anyways. They throw 4 bodies at it desynced. 3 rounds late, like a whole map goes by. They're like, you know what? We should 3-2-1 this shit. And they just bulldoze the other team. Like, wow, we couldn't have done this like fucking a map ago. Like,
they're always desync. That's what pisses me off watching.
Yeah.
Because it's like I don't know if they're just trying to play split now with Joom on the team, but so many games I watched where they should have lost, if I'm just being completely honest. Like against some pretty shit teams. Like let me think of who they play. Heretics. It was fucking goddamn Hera shits on border. Their attacking half, I think, was 5-1 attacks or something like that. I was like, okay, you look on paper and you're like, wow, they dominated them. But you go back and watch every single round, and it's just like, oh, it's a 2v5, and Joom walks through a doorway and killed everybody. Oh, it's a 2v4, and Heretics threw it again, and fucking, I don't know, like a fact, walked in with Jackal and got a kill. Like, it just, all their games kind of pissed me off. But yeah, I mean, good. They had that resurgence, like that just said, like, cool. Like, they kind of proved themselves at the end of the year, but like, it's that inconsistency that worries me with that team, and I just feel like they are inconsistent. I've heard rumors they weren't gonna like win EML, and maybe they don't do anything at DWC. Potential roster moves for that team, and honestly, I'd be all for it. I'm not normally someone that advocates for roster moves, but clearly they've been struggling a little bit. But yeah, they won EML. Cool. Let's just I want to see them actually do something.
And like, I don't know, I feel like I'm a lot more critical of that team than a lot of the teams that performed a lot worse than they did, because I feel like I've seen, like, I'm a fan of those guys, man.
Yeah.
Like I'm such a fan of those guys. Like I've seen what that team is able to achieve, and it felt like honest to God, like with Joom's a fucking monster. Like Shaiko's a monster, but Joom is also a monster, and he's putting up monster numbers. And like, you're telling me your problem is a 3-2-1? Dead ass. So like, that's what's like, dude, like I want to see those guys succeed. Honest to God, I think Efex, like, they're all like really likable people. That being said, like, again, the thing I was talking about mid stage was more so like, I think like for me, Falcons, like, at least I'll do like semi predictions on here, I guess. Falcons is the only team from EML that has like chip winning potential, but that's only by the quality of their players. By the quality of their region, it concerns me. Because, like, usually when your region isn't up to par, it means you have to have a really damn good boot camp to make up for that. Because, like, for instance, when I watch G2 play other teams during the stage, G2 know what to do. I know G2 know what to do. Other teams would just explode mid-round. They would have, I keep repeating this, they would have every win con. They would have a guy on vert with Valcams in sight, ready to deny the plan, and he would just freak out. His mind would explode, and he would just melt away into like nothingness and just decide to drop the hatch and just run at them. And it's like, it felt like every single game was like that. Like all these teams, just the moment it became late round, let's just forget how to play Siege. And that's why I'm concerned. It's like, maybe that's why EML struggle like a bit in the late rounds against international teams, because the people they're practicing against, the people they're getting the reps again, don't ever really replicate real high stakes late round scenarios.
I mean, that's kind of been the story that we're hearing on Twitter too, right? Isn't EML all going at each other, saying the scrim practice, and everyone like canceling against each other, and like everything is just like really poor right now over in EML. So
Sounds
that
like
could be
NA.
like
It sounds like NA around the Raleigh major.
facts. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. And like that could be the reason why, like, again, right now, like we're gonna be NA biased, but I'm not like taking the bias away. Like I watched every NA game, I watched every EML game. Take it all away, I just think EML looks very weak right now. I don't know what it is, but yeah, maybe the scrim quality, the quality, whatever it is right now, they look behind.
EML has dominated EWCs for the past 3 years.
Yeah,
Maybe
so true.
like, you know, we're just gonna get shut up, man. It's just gonna be like an EU show. Like it's written
Beans
in
on
the stars.
toast.
Beans on toast.
Oh.
Yeah. Just...
So I mean, this is. I think a lot of people assume that both Geek and Fnatic are on Fraud Watch, and the you know, like Fnatic's an interesting team. You know, Deepak's having a career resurgence. He's been doing very well in that squad. I think some people were really rooting on Citizen's downfall, and they're a little bit upset that that hasn't happened. You know, Geek has been called the island of misfit toys by 1,000 people at this point in time. A roster that, you know, you'd never expect Yaga and Ask to ever be teaming with Groovy, but here we are. You know, they're all in the same squad, and they've looked pretty decent, right? And it's, I never count out Europe. Never. You can never count out Europe, because you'll look at them and you'll be like, oh, it's like a substandard like Siege. They're not playing very well. They don't look like a cohesive unit. They don't look like they figured out the meta. They look like they'll be easily countered by teams like DZ, by teams like FaZe Clan, etc. Like Wildcard is another good example of that. But then Europe just shows up and just, it's like they've completely relearned how to play, and everything clicks. I don't know. I mean, you count out Europe at your peril, but I echo your sentiments. Like I watched a fair bit of EML this stage, not as much as usual, just because of my own schedule. But from what I watched of Europe, it was like G2 and Virtus.pro looked like the two best teams. Falcons looked like they had moments where they could be the best team. Everybody else kind of looked like poop from a butt. And then, you know, G2 collapses in hilarious style in the playoffs. I thought Virtus.pro looked fine. Falcons was the team that a lot of people had hoped they would be when they made those roster moves, and you know, here we are. So I don't know. He was weird. He was really weird. Again, I don't count them out, but I'm with you guys here. I don't think there's a lot for me to be particularly confident about.
Yeah, GK and Fnatic are actually decently impressive. Like I think they actually are showing like a strong foundation, which is what like a lot of the lower half teams lacked for a really long time. I think I'm most disappointed in Twisted Minds, but I do not know what the fuck is going on with that roster. It seems like they have a lot more issues outside of game going on. But yeah, GK seem to have like a momentum issue mainly. I think their calling is actually quite good when they're winning games, but then they seem to get in a rut where if they get like strategically diffed, they just don't seem to be able to come up with a solution. And then Fnatic has a good basis. I'm honestly impressed with the fact that they've able to assume identities as teams. Like GK has a very like good like reset. What's the next objective? Step by step by step. Fnatic, I think their thing is like kind of like hitting everything all at once. I don't remember too well, but it's pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff.
Do we have anything more to add about Europe, or do we want to move on to our good friends in North America?
We can move on.
Yeah, we can move on. Virtus.pro.
I think
that's my favorite team, by the way.
I think on LAN, I think Virtus.pro is going to look like the best team out of this region.
Yeah,
that's me putting my name down.
I'm with you.
I think VP is going to look like the best team in EWC. David, North America, please. Let's talk about NA, because you and I should have a little bit more ball knowledge here. Fett as well. For those that are hoping for APAC. So NA.
That far. Yeah.
It's on at 3 a.m, brother. I'm not watching it. I'll read, like I always do the same thing with APAC. I rewatch the teams that make it to LAN once they've qualified. And if I'm working, I'm obviously not working EWC, so I'm not gonna go and rewatch EDG or Tyloo or
Let's go Weibo gaming.
Weibo. Yeah,
It's your time, baby. It's the time.
I want APAC to do well. Like I'd like them to, but
Yeah.
Who knows? I mean, they finished second at Reload. Well, because Reload took the place of the May Major, right?
Oh, yeah. That's all I see.
I actually did go to Reload.
But you didn't go to Salt Lake.
Did not go to Salt Lake.
Are you trying to go to Japan?
Yes, I would love to go to Japan.
Okay.
That would be my last one I go to, if I do.
He's been talking about this for a bit.
Yeah,
It's not conducive for him to go to events any longer.
Sadly. And
there will, assuming that I work Japan, it's unlikely, given the schedule that I've seen for it, that we'd be able to do a DBNO on site. So my hope is that if I work SI, that we can do one there, which I would very much like you to attend that one. Don't go out on Japan. Go out on SI. Go out on the World Championship.
What, Japan? It's Japan, man. I've never
You
been
can
to
do
Japan.
both, Eric. You don't need to like go to Japan and then just never go to another event. You choose where you go. Yeah, whatever. Make that face. All right. North America, M80 topped the group stage with DZ not far behind, and yet it was neither of those teams who would ultimately win the crown of the region. It would be Wildcard who did that. Let's we had a couple questions that were asked by fans on Twitter, just about like, what is it about Wildcard that makes them so good? What is it about M80 that makes them so good with Savage on this team? And what is it about Dark Zero as the whole core that makes them so good? I suppose those are good launching points for us to talk about, as those were the 3 teams that finished top 3. Obviously DZ lost to M80, and then M80 lost in the grand finals to Wildcard. What are our expectations here? Does NA still look like the best region? And everything else that was asked about these teams, gentlemen.
I think M80 have an insane punish game. And what do I mean by punish game? So basically, when I made the Smash Bros series with Siege, I try to treat, like, there's 2 states of like a fighting game, which is neutral game and punish game. Neutral game is before someone lands the first hit. Punish game is when someone's getting comboed. After the first hit, it's like chain combo for the guy that is playing to combo and the guy who's getting combo to break out of it. M80 have an insane punish game. They send Ashen into the building in 0.2 seconds, and then if they get that first pick, they are literally geniuses at chaining that first pick into like a chain reaction that like combos the enemy team into a round win. It's literally nuts. It's insane. And it's just an aggressive IGL with a team full of gunners, and the IGL gets to play shields, and it's nuts. Wildcard, I think we're having a team secret situation here where it's like a young team of very like brilliant minds, like very brilliant, innovative minds that are like finally just like through like just like they're gaining the experience. I know like Kansas is not necessarily young, but like come on, Spiker, like young IGL, Baby Shark, etc. Like these guys, they're finally like, I think, gaining the composure and experience to be like truly consistent, and I think it's just showing right now. Like it's just, I think they're literally just diffing people on like certain powers, certain calls. They're so decisive. The 2 thing about DZ and Wildcard is they're so decisive. So decisive. SR, I will say, just a very strong neutral game and very strong objective game. Neutral game just means like when nothing's happening in the round, like are they able to punish, movement, punish cheese, punish that, and then they're just very like they're just consistent. They don't like give away a lot of things, and they play the objective super consistently. It's my analysis of the 3 teams.
You even threw a 4th in there. Bonus with Fett.
Oh yeah. Bonus with Fett.
Yeah, I agree with everything you just said. I also think like IGL, teams with some of the best IGLs and coaches. Surprise, right? Like we're front load or top.
Lagonis call out Fabian, and then you got Spiker, Savage, and Fultz.
Yeah, and literally they're the top in their craft right now. Like look at M80. Like I love hot and cold. Also, the reason I say strategic is because Fabian, from what I've heard and what I know, he's more of a mental coach. He's not really a strategic coach. He'll come up with some strats here or there, but he's not like Lagonis. He's not like call out, right? Like strategic coaches in NA. So and Matt's not a big strategic coach. On one end, I was making a lot of the shit. So that's just what I've done. So they needed someone to come in there. Savage, from what I've heard, did like almost everything on Team Secret. Came up with all like strategies and things like that. So it's huge for them. Like now they're able to play that fast secret play style, which that highlighted with those shields. and it's working extremely well for them. And I also love their role changes. I think Savage it helped their role changes on defense specifically, like Ashen's more freed up. Diffuser on site, I think, is a really good add. He's a clutch player, so him playing site, I thought was going to be weird, but I've loved. So yeah, love those guys are playing really well. They've surprised me. Wild card again, Spiker. I'm going to talk about the IGL. He's the only IGL besides Hot and Cold, I think it was, and Pambazu that goes positive in KD. And I know that doesn't matter to a lot of people. You could still win. Like Troy almost won an event, and he goes like what 0.6 Redditors, whatever stat tracking fiends there are. Yes, but like look at the talent he has around him. He's got Spoid, he's got Ambi, he's got fucking Rexon. You know, he's got Surf. He's all these supreme talents. Spiker, yeah, he's got supreme talents too. Of course, we talk about Weapon 94, the Storm, and Baby Shark, but like anyway, Spiker, it helps out when your IGL is able to fucking frag. It helps out big time. And him plus Lagoatness, the amount of prep work they do, yes, they're decisive, but like they're decisive in the right moments, and it's because they always fucking know. Like those guys are just one step ahead of the fucking game at all times. They're never playing what's it called? Like reactive. They're playing proactive. Yeah, that's the word.
Yeah,
they're playing proactive.
there it is.
Like they always fucking know, and they adapt at the right times. They know the game so fucking well. It's amazing to watch those guys. And then on defense, I also feel like they're playing defense. Their defensive style, vision, using C4s, I think we're seeing a lot of teams kind of take that from them. I think, again, the C4 maxing, like they're just playing defense beautifully. Because like the information game, we all know what the information game is on attack. The Deimos, the Dokubi, the fucking the snake. Yes, the attack knows where you are at all times. And like defense was just using like traps and like, oh my God, we're just kind of worried about these guys. Like, oh my God. And they're like, no, we're going to know where you are. We're going to use the pulse. We're going to use the Falcon. We're going to use the Echo. And we're going to take the fucking fight to you. And we know where to power you because we are the kings of information. So I love that defensive style. And then the DZ, again, like call out fucking Foltz, like the IGL, the leadership on that team. And then adding Newers and adding NJR, I was very skeptical because I was like, oh, it's going to make him really slow. But what Foltz says about like everyone stays alive, or they had Newers, they had Kino, by the way. Everyone stays alive and you're able to make a shot call is so much easier as an IGL. Like imagine you're going through your plan, you're going through your progression, and then Gav dies. You're like, all right, well now we can't do said plan. We have to go to plan B. And as you're rotating to plan B, fucking Diffuser or somebody takes a peek and dies, and now you're like, oh, I can't do plan B. As an IGL, you're like, fuck, I gotta come up with the plan C. Well, that doesn't really happen on DZ because they are a little bit more passive of players, and they understand how to play situations and value their life. So even if plan A fails, they almost are always able to, and it's very quick because, like Fett said, they're very decisive. They go to that plan B and they're able to find those traps and different kills. Very, very good. And then Kino, the player that I didn't talk about, adding that shield player because they had Ashen before playing shields, right? Playing all their keys. Now Kino, he plays it better than almost anybody in the world. He's up there. Yeah. Like literally, he's up there, and he's playing that role perfectly for them. Like he's so annoying on the shields. And then we've seen them even off the shields, like beautiful. It's beautiful to watch all our three teams. Like I'm so confident in all three of them.
All three SR too.
You said three teams. You said you only wanted three teams. You never said about
I was talking. No. Hold on a second here. I was talking about the three teams that we got questions about from the audience.
Yeah, there you go.
Right, but the way you made it seem, but well, I get what you're saying. But SR is going to be. They're just in plans. They're in plans. They're in plans.
They're in plans. Yeah, I got confidence.
Yeah,
it's inevitable, man. He'll make stage.
One of the biggest things I think that helped M80, and I love Matt too. Like I think he's like very biased. I think he's the greatest NA player ever. Like I just fucking dude. I love him so much to death. But I do think there was a factor with like Hot and Cold's teams where it's like expectations did like weigh on them, like periodically, especially after wins. And I feel like when Savage was talking about like we just take risks and we're like, or Ashen was talking about like, the new mindset is take the risks and if you lose, it's okay. And I feel like that I think that's a good thing for their consistency considering the players that they are. I think if they like, start thinking about like not making mistakes, that's like when they freeze up, they hesitate and they just explode like mentally. Now will they win as many chips? I don't know, right? It's hard to beat two majors, right? Like that's like it's hard to fucking beat that, but at the same like I'm very hopeful. Like I think, it's a move that potentially like was unexpected. Maybe like I made a video the other day called "Was Marco Right?" You know, like, oh shit, man. Like, fuck, you gotta be able to throw the shots, but also be able to take the shots, man. Like,
Yeah.
maybe, but was he right?
right.
But yeah,
I
I don't
don't.
know.
For what it's worth, I don't think the question was ever, was he right? For me, the question was, is this the right time, and is this the right way to handle it? It was not like if you have an option for an upgrade or the team wants an upgrade, go for it. Doesn't matter who it is. Could be Troy, could be Jesus himself.
Jesus.
Maybe Jesus has been slacking on
Just
support, which is Troy. But my thing was not whether Marco was right or wrong. Obviously, there was a lot of whiplash for how quickly it happened, but it was more like I felt it was just like you unceremoniously dumped a guy when you could have given him more chances or at least given him a better send off. I think that was what made me the most mad. But you had to make a video about it, and I got to ignore his tweet. So I mean, who's the real winner here?
No, yeah. And then wild card, they just look unperturbed is the best. Like Savage is in no way, shape, or form a terrible shield player. He's not Kina, right? But wild card were just fucking dealing with him every time. They were just warding glasses on, kill the Kai behind the blitz, get flashed, 180 his ass, blitz is dead. It was so calm. It was so like, they were just dumpstering his shield play. And it's like those strats are designed to where the pace and the pressure of them are designed to force to make you make mistakes. And Wildcard were previously a team that would get pressured into making mistakes, and they just were so unperturbed. And for their sake internationally, I hope it just stays that way once we get into the main stage games. Like that's how far ahead I'm looking for them. Like if you get to the main stage, top 8 playoffs, I hope they stay unperturbed, because if they do, I think we're very much looking at a Team Secret EWC situation last year where Brazilian coach with a team that's been kind of like cooking and brewing with the inexperienced player, Baby Shark Bay, Spiker. They're kind of just they're gaining that traction, gaining that composure, and I think they're on good track here to take it.
You think Wildcard's the favorite for the whole event?
I think M80 is the favorite for the whole thing, but
sorry.
I just love M80. I just love them so much. You can't stop me from loving them. I would love 100 Thieves too if they made it, but I just pisses me off, man.
The big glaring issue statistically for 100 Thieves was throwing numbers advantages. Some of those rounds are just going to be your opponents overperforming, but like it's a trend line that becomes hard to ignore. So,
well, that's what I meant by like the mindset difference too. Is like, and I'm not accusing anyone of doing this. I think they're very aware of I think Hot and Cold himself is very aware of this at this point. But like, I think like if you get in the mindset of what the fuck are we doing? How are we throwing that? Can we just like tuck up? And then you like reinforce that, and then it's like getting second place at every event with as Falcons like that one year. It's like you get in that 5v3 again, and then you're like, oh, here we go again. Let's not throw it this time, guys. And like you psych yourself out before it happens. So like that's what I'm saying. Like although objectively it's correct, like we should not be throwing this. We should be tucking up. But psychologically, the giving yourself the room to make mistakes makes you over calculate less.
Yeah, 100%. You put less like mental pressure on yourself because it's like you're putting. It's like the SR's problem sometimes because they also throw advantages, or sometimes they're not getting the opening kill, and it's like you don't want to stress too much on like the fact that we're not going 1-5 on opening kills. Super coming into the timeout, guys. We're dying again. It's not going to help, right? It's just going to. You have so many fucking talented players, like you don't want them to be locked in a cage and scared to play. So it's just like play loose, man. Fucking play loose. Be afraid. It's okay to make mistakes. You can't win every fucking gunfight. You're not going to win every game. I think a lot of the better teams like are applying that philosophy, which is really cool. But would love to see Matt apply that a little bit more because I think, and he wouldn't mind me saying this, but Matt can get a little whiny. He can get a little bitchy sometimes. Like, guys, because we get to hear team comms, which is so cool, and it's just like, guys, gotta stop throwing this lead again. Like, what are we doing? Like, guys, we just talked about it. Like, it's just over and over again, and it's just like.
Well, my thing with Matt is I think he knows it at this point. I think it's more like I would like to see his teammates support him more on that fact, Like if you let like the weight of the world fall on his shoulders, he's gonna feel the immense pressure of the weight of the world. Like so like coach, get in there, like experienced player, get in there, like hype the boys up, Like I faltered. Yeah, like when I was on that team, I faltered numerous times, and people like Gavin Gunner were able to bring the mental back a lot. So it's just like don't let the weight of the world fall on that guy. Like he's a beast, and he can call the.
Facts.
Matt's one of the best adaptation callers I've ever. When he's on flow state with his adaptation calls, round to round to round to round to round, enemy team never knows what's happening. It's insane, but I would just like to see some help.
That LeBron meme.
Yeah,
Give him some help. He was also beasted up individually too, which was awesome. Awesome to
Yeah.
see.
Anything we missed with North America?
I don't think so.
Right on.
We didn't talk about SR. I mean, I think SR did good. Like I don't know. Like
They were fine.
they had to go up.
They had a great
Yeah.
run at the beginning, and then they fell apart in the middle, and then
I'm
They
never worried
managed-
about them until the
Yeah.
event comes. And even
We saw
then,
that
like
shit with-
I think
I-
plans are going to be great for them. I think, right? Like they're going to heat up.
Yeah, they
I-
love warming
I'm not-
up. They love a lot of warm up
Exactly.
reps.
Exactly.
But also, like, like I had my worrying phase during kickoff. Like, kickoff was when I was genuinely worried, and I was like, oh, it's just another fucking, just another stage for Canadian where he's going to make the event. God damn it! Like,
they think they make it through plans.
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah, and then they're going to be forced to fucking wreck it with. Only thing I'm worried about is their
days too, right?
Oh,
It's
oh,
quite
oh,
a long event.
only thing I'm worried about with SR. Only thing is their map pool, because they are forced to ban 2 maps every single time. It reminds me of like Liquid is now trying to not ban like Consulate Labs every time. I think it's now they're playing Labs, so it could hurt them during a long tournament. And EWC is a little bit longer, and their map pool is more known. So we'll have to see.
All right. Let's move on to South America then. David, the South American playoff picture on your screen. Jesse and I casted most of this. Brazil looks kind of bad. So many
Wow.
of the teams just look lost. What do you want, Fett?
no.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I want to say stuff so bad, but then like I realize I'm cutting you off. Please.
No. By all means, the viewers like when I talk less. So, I mean, outside of FaZe Clan, and even they looked quite shaky. They looked shaky against Los. They lost to T-Law. They almost nearly lost to Furia. This region looks kind of bad right now. Brazil is in their era of their century of humiliation. So, if you have things to say, please chime in, my friend.
I'm like confused about Brazil because, yeah, fundamentally
Join the
wise
club.
they look bad, but like their strats actually look quite innovative. Like there's some strats I'm watching T-Law cook up. I'm like, wow, it looks like Igor or whoever the fuck's cooking up with it that has a pep in their step again. You know, like some of their stuff looks really innovative. It looks really new. It looks really cool. And then they just don't play this strat. And then I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why are we like freaking out? It's another region where it's like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of moments where I feel like people just freak out and just give away a body for absolutely no reason. I want to have, again, hope for T-Law because, again, I'm a fan of those guys. Like the same way with Falcons, I'm the biggest Igor dick rider in the world, and I just want to see him win another ring like so bad. So like, I mean, I have hope for T-Law just because I think their strats like actually look really quite innovative. It just seems like sometimes they fundamentally falter, which it's almost like a Falcons problem, right? Like it's almost like the Falcons of Brazil. FaZe are FaZe. Furia look like 2025 G2. Genuinely. It looks like their win con is like one guy exploding. And then
Someone wins a 50-50 and boom,
yeah. Who's the next team? Los?
Los.
MIBR Los, by the way, they've rebranded. MIBR's owned Los
Oh.
for quite a while, but is now injecting the MIBR brand into the name, which
Cool.
honestly makes a ton of sense. MIBR stands for Made in Brazil. It's one of the most legendary Brazil orgs of all time. And the way they've I don't want to say they've fumbled it, but like the way they've kind of fumbled that brand and org is a little disappointing, just like as a fan perspective, but I digress. It looks
Yeah.
like they're going to be playing under MIBR Los for EWC and who knows, moving on.
I only really
just the
watched
same way, sorry, just the same way as DZ owns NRG now as well.
Yeah, I think DZ's not going under NRG or they're staying under DZ at EWC or something. I don't know.
So-
Someone made a post about it. I got confused.
They said that they were keeping, the last I saw was they said something along the lines of like they're staying with DZ for like Rainbow Six because like that's the brand that people know. Like Energy has no
Yeah.
connection whatsoever to our esport, even though they're a big brand. Like DZ is legendary in Siege, and I think it'd be a mistake to change it. But I mean, MIBR is a huge name in Siege, so
Question,
you want a high five
Papa.
or you want a high five?
I have
or-
a question for Papa. Papa
Am I
Entero.
Papa? My
Yeah,
papa.
Papa, I have a question. So, do they count as the same club for EWC then, or do we not know? We have no
That's
idea.
actually a terrific, like NRG and DZ. That's actually a terrific question. That might be why MIBR Los is going by the branding for EWC, right? It's the same as like why Cloud9 partnered up with Beast Coast. It's wholly possible that this is just for EWC and it's not going to be anything long term. But the DZ NRG thing is a very good question. I have no idea. Same ownership. I mean, it should in like, is there any esport where DZ and NRG field teams? I don't think so.
This is Bank CEO. Oh, this is the front office.
Wait, okay,
Of
wait,
course.
hold on. I got wait. So you're back? Like I didn't keep up with your whole situation. So you went to the you
Are we going back to me?
Yes,
Are we
yes.
going back to me?
No,
Oh,
because I need to know now. I have too much
Sure,
ADHD
sure.
to not know now. So you went to the land of bad coffee. You're back in the land of good coffee. Are you in the same state and city? You're in a new
I'm a frequent travel man.
but this is a place. Like, is this like a temporary place or this is the place for now?
Well, temporary, but so Vegas, hot, too hot. I
Okay.
leave Vegas.
Yeah, yes.
California?
You leave Vegas, California.
I leave Vegas, California. So I went. I was in Vegas for 3 days.
Yes.
Said, "F this, too hot." Her parents have a place in California
Oh,
on a beautiful lake. So we come here for the summer. They're super gracious to have us here, and I literally have like 3 internet providers in case I ever drop internet because her dad is the best. And yeah, so I'm here for the summer. A little 8-hour road trip.
okay.
He keeps looking over his shoulder because they're sitting there watching him while he says this, and if they say
Yeah,
it wrong, they
imagine.
tase him.
Imagine. Well, I thought it was raining outside. It's still daylight. I'm sure it's late for you guys, but I'm like, oh, it's 8 o'clock. I still see. Wow, it's looking great out there.
It's 11:15. My cat is asleep in his little cardboard box. It's 10:15 for Fett. His pussy's on full display.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus, you're a master of words. Yeah.
So you want to talk about Brazil? Is there?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was horrified watching Brazil this stage. I'm a Brazil stan. I like watching them. I think that's a great region, explosive, way more strategic and way more depth than people give them credit for. Even still, like a lot of the narrative is always like, oh, they're just a region of fraggers. Wrong. But then it's like, I watched a bunch of the playoffs and I was like, these teams are like hobbling their way, wounded through the playoffs. Even FaZe Clan looked like they didn't want to fucking be there. And I was just like, I don't know what's going on with
Do they ever?
No, but like it was, instead of it just being like KDS, it was the whole team of KDSs. It was 5 KDSs on one team.
They all wanted to go on vacation.
They all were just like, how do I get out of here as fast as possible? I don't know. I don't have high hopes for this region going into EWC. They already historically stink at EWC, but like,
stink at EWC.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Here comes Brazil Glaze.
Okay.
You guys just want to keep guys, Brazilian fans, back me up in the comments right now. Right now. Here comes your guy, Mint. Love you guys. Always love you guys. All right, anyway. Look. We talk a lot about who can win a chip. We already know FaZe Clan can win a chip, right? That when you make a prediction video, I'm not gonna, you don't tell me, but you're gonna put FaZe Clan can win a chip, right? And you're probably gonna put
not this one actually. I'm not gonna lie. I put it for invite. Okay. I'm hitting the FaZe go sleep until invite.
Okay, fair.
Because
they normally do, right? That's their narrative, right? EWC though, we say it's a short of. It's not actually. It's a long. Is it not longer? It's basically what is it like 14 days, 11 days?
No, the actual
11 days,
like for top
believe.
3 teams is the same length.
Yeah.
Okay.
At the top of the
for
top.
anyone confused about the format, it's the same EWC format twice. So you just have to play the first. You play EWC 2 times if you're in phase. If you're in play-ins 1. That's literally it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Either way, yes, Brazil hasn't done too well, but FaZe Clan I do trust. Sure, they only show up for hammers, whatever. Furia, I glazed those guys for SLC, and I was sadly disappointed. It really it seemed like they lost one game, and we already know the egos on that team. We already know it's Herds and Laura and people going at it.
The main thing I heard at Salt Lake City from a couple other Brazilian teams and people who knew is they're just like, there's way too many egos on that team. They were just all fighting all the time. And it's just like, it got like, nobody would listen. People would do their own thing. And it's like, even if, I don't know if you watched the FaZe Grand Finals, but like Loira would just go off and do his own thing. Some rounds Herds is just off doing his own thing. And I'm like, this is not like, it doesn't look like you're supposed to be there. But it's like, you're just doing it. Honestly, Loira won like 3 fucking rounds on the first map, like just by himself. So it's like,
no. The whole narrative was that if he died as a first 2 deaths, they lose. And if he doesn't, they win. Like it was like almost like 100%.
If he survives wasn't good enough. He was single-handedly. He got like a 2K, a 3K, and a 3K or something like that in the first 3 rounds. And it was like, and he just did it by himself. No intel, just like capitalized off of FaZe's poor droning. And it completely demolished FaZe in map number 1. Yeah. But I mean, again, it's like I'm watching like Herds, I'm watching Loira, and it's like I'm not a genius. I'm a fucking idiot. But like I'm watching it and I'm like, I don't think this is right. I think you are just fucking off and just like, guys, I got this, and you just sprint off to your own side of the map, and it's like, okay, like, good luck.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, one, it's the finals. I don't know how much weight I hold in the finals when they're already qualified for EWC, but that's here or there. I just feel like their play style is just very 50-50. It's very Anaconda style, old G2 style, or whatever, where you're just completely spread around the map. You have 5 of the best players, and you're poking around. You're taking 50-50s. If you win a 50-50, that style gets stronger, but the moment you lose somebody, it definitely gets a lot weaker because you're not able to surround different things. But it's just like they have the talent on that team. So I'll just get right to the point. FaZe, I'm always going to pick them to be able to win any event. I don't care what their history or track record said. And Furia, I feel like they have the tools available to be like a flash in a pan, if that's the right analogy. Like they could come into this event and just be, everything's working. They're not losing games. They're not mentally frustrate each other. They're fucking love each other. I could easily see them just shitting on teams with their play style and winning, because that's what they have done right now in Brazil for the last 2 stages. They just kind of dominate regionally.
They did well in kickoff.
They did well in kickoff, right? I think they almost went undefeated, or maybe they did. I don't know. Because that's why we were all so high on them. I think they did, because we were all so high on them for SLC, and they just fizzled out. So it's like, again, if they come out hot in EWC, I do see potential. Liquid is the one that worries me. I know Fett glazes them. I glaze them too. I love Igor. Of all the guys on the team, Felipox, they're so fucking good, but something has seemed off with that team ever since they got rid of Herds and they added Maya, and they went through some role changes, and they've been trying to figure it out. Now they're messing with their map pool, and they added labs in. I just don't know if they're quite ready. I don't have faith in them to kind of put it together. I mean, I have faith in them to do it because, like, again, Igor and like all those guys are so talented. But if I had to put money on the line, Liquid's not there for quite yet. I think they're building for SI, and I think that's really all they really care about right now is SI and getting there. But I don't know. Me watching Brazil, I don't think they're that far behind. In fact, of course, NA on top, but I'm putting Brazil right there, and then I'm going to play EU as far as my favorites. I don't think EU, for me, EU doesn't really have a favorite for this event. I'm not an EU fan, and of course that means they're going to win this event. But yeah, I think it's NA or Brazil for me.
I think it's NA or FaZe. I agree with
you. Say Los? You just say Los?
David, can I get a time check real quick?
Are we not surprised NIP's not there?
NIP is a very weird team. I choose not to spend time thinking about them.
Wow. Okay.
Because they'll have like fantasy, they'll have fantasy and hates just running up the numbers.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, wow, these guys are dominant. And then a big match will happen, and then they'll combine for like 3 and 21, and you'll be like, oh.
Fair. I think they're solid. I just Los. What you got? Perez and Dash. Is he on or is he off? I don't know.
Daffo had some huge moments. Like Dark had some huge moments. Like these are guys that like Dark in particular. Nuxka had like a life game. Like
if you're saying someone has a life game, that's probably not a good thing for that guy. You know?
Have you seen Nuxka's numbers?
No, I have. I remember when we were playing that game with the rating, like he was like the lowest rated player. So if you wanted,
you and I were doing like the 18 to win or whatever it was. Yeah.
And if you wanted to build an 0 and 18, you had to get Nuxka because he was the worst rated player. You actually couldn't go 0 and 18 unless you had Nuxka.
I'm gonna be real. I don't know how that guy's still playing. Getting picked up. But I want to shout out Smacks and Lil EE from my casual game right now, saying this is not the real Fett. I told them I would shout them out at 158.00 on the next DBNO podcast. So if you're watching,
tune in.
Shout out to you. Tune in.
They have to subscribe. They have to subscribe.
You have to subscribe. Subscribe. Yes, I got a 3K. I got knifed like twice in a
shit
row because
on
I'm not paying attention. That last round, I just fucking shit on this guy. Subscribe to DMB now. Anyways,
To
no, so I
contextualize
only,
Nuxka's numbers, by the way, he's the worst rated player not on INTZ or Imperial, both of which are teams that I think I could probably beat. So
All right,
Oh
demo
my God.
saying you can play Blitz better than a pro player. Come on now.
yeah, but
Come on
Harry
now.
Harry says that stuff and then people can't understand it and they get mad at his accent. It's great.
Yeah, it's true.
I love it.
I
What are
only
you gonna
watched
say,
the
Eric?
grand final of SAL, and yeah, it was literally just like Loira go literally nuclear, or lose. Like that
Yeah.
was it. That was
Mhm.
it. And what really
Yep.
frustrated me about that is, honest to God, that's fine. I think like I brought up a narrative about like maybe that's why G2 didn't want that because they didn't want to over rely on someone. But what frustrated me about that is that Loira didn't seem to have a reinforcement learning system in his head on he's getting spawn peaked over and over. And it's like they're countering you trying to get fast into the building. Like, I think it's okay
Speed
if you
bump.
don't find that gap and literally point two. I think like just start to like be a little careful once you get spawn peaked for like the fourth time on the second map. But other than that, I was very impressed with this play. Like he was doing the same thing on 2025 GA2. A lot of people are gonna get mad at me for saying this. Stompin made the most memorable hero plays, but Stompin's hero plays would not lead to round wins as often as Loira. Like Loira was that guy on 2025 G2. He was the reason they got the second place EWC. He would hop in a window, kill 4 members of FaZe, like just out of nowhere and clutch up against SR. That was him, right? So very impressed with Loira, but that playstyle, again, we've seen in the past is inconsistent. I don't think it can win a ring. That being said, the thing about FaZe is while they do kind of look like dumpster fire sometimes in terms of like, are they really on? Like you said, it looks like they're hobbling through it. I'm very impressed with Handy and Cyber. Handy and Cyber's positioning is like insane. Like this is the way they play the game. Cyber looks for your weakness. Every single round, he's gonna look for your weakness, and he's going to try to just exploit it off the rip. And he might die looking like an idiot, but he's gonna like if you slip up, Cyber has the flake every single time. Cyber has a run out on you every single time. Cyber has the injury and the gap on you every single time you're on your toes. And then Handy soul reads your push or rotation every round. His positioning on defense is literally disgusting, and that's why he gets so many kills. Is like one round Furia, they did a library direct. They opened they didn't open the stock with underneath or something. They did a library direct for the whole round, and they fast flipped to master side. And Handy literally walks from Ivy double to solar, and Nuxka should be dropped. And he's the only player I've ever at any point in my career called to get dropped.
Oh my God.
So for perspective, I don't think Loira was the problem whatsoever in that FaZe Clan game. So Loira finished the series plus 17 with 41 kills. Next closest was Handy with 32, who was plus 10. But on Furia, it was Diaz who went plus 2. Keep in mind, this went all 3 maps and went pretty deep. Went 12 rounds on the first map. Bank was a blowout for Furia, and then it went 14 on Clubhouse. On Chalet, round number 1, Loira gets a 3K. They win the round. Round 2, FaZe Clan kills everybody except for there's 1 kill for Furia. So FaZe domination round 2. Round 3, FaZe domination again. Round 4, Loira 3K, Furia wins. Round 5, Loira 3K, Furia wins. Down all the way in round 7, which is the 4th round that they won, 2K Loira. 10th round, Furia's other round, Loira 2K. And they won 5 rounds on Chalet. And in those rounds that they won, Loira had 13 kills. 13 kills in the rounds that you won. Loira finished the map with 13 kills.
Yeah.
He didn't get a single kill in any of the rounds that they lost. And I mean, like, that's obviously not a Loira issue, but like the guy that I'm looking at right now is like Herds finished like the 2nd worst rated player in the lobby. On his role with his numbers, he came in as like the 4th highest rated player in Brazil, for fuck's sakes. He had like the 5th highest amount of kills of anybody in Brazil. That guy was a ghost in that match against FaZe Clan. FaZe was either shutting him down or again, he was just all off on his own. I mean, I know that we're gonna spend a lot of time talking about Loira, but it's like he showed up. He would literally enable plays himself, and then his team would just have to kill like 2 more people, and they couldn't even do that half the time. Because on Bank and Clubhouse, Lyra put up even better numbers, but he did better in losing rounds. So on Chalet, he was incredible in their winning rounds. On Clubhouse and on Bank, he was much better in losing rounds, but the rest of the team couldn't do anything. I don't think that's a Lyra issue. Maybe it's a comms issue. Maybe it's like a negativity issue. Maybe he's been super toxic. But like, he showed up from a fragging department unequivocally. It was the rest of the team. And you look at guys like Boxera who went -4. You look at Herds who went -9. Can't be happening.
Yeah. I'm absolutely by no stretch of the imagination saying Lyra is the problem. He was the he was the win con. He's the win condition. But it's also just like, I think with maturity comes how to translate that lead to the rest of your team. It's like you get real fed mid lane, you gotta roam top lane, bot lane, and you gotta fucking translate the lead to the rest of your team. And I think a lot of it is setup, and that's why, like, if Ambi's 21 kill game against Shopify or against G2 could have obviously been closer if he was overheating every other round, right? But he followed the same setup. He followed the same drone and tellers every single time. He switched that drone around. He followed like setup after setup after setup after setup because he knew that's what led to his success. And I would have just liked to see him be a little more cautious, knowing that he's the reason his team is low-key winning. Although I know focusing on that kind of puts a bit of pressure on it, makes it real. It's hard to say, obviously. Monster player, disgusting. But for his next stage of progression as a player, I know, like, I think he can honestly go even further beyond and maybe hit like an Ambi for SR status.
He went -9. He was the highest rated player on the team during group stages. Like, that's a cataclysmic fall off. That would be like if Michael Jordan suited up for a game and scored like 1 point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's bad. It'd be like if Tiger Woods hit 100 on the Masters, you know?
Rest of the team is definitely the
Kyle's
problem, but yeah.
I made a golf joke and he's wired and typing away, trying to hack the mainframe.
Oh, Kyer.
Sorry, I was stimming him either.
Are you hitting CNL real quick or no?
Do you have any? I haven't watched CNL.
No.
Did you?
I have nothing other than the fact that all gamers didn't win.
Kyle put his finger up. EDG farmed the league based on numbers. I saw that.
Yeah, but it's numbers of what?
Are you suggesting that the newest region that just got access to the game at a fully supported level is not up to snuff?
Thanks for breaking it down for the casuals. That's exactly what I'm saying. It's a farm.
Plus 68 down round diff. Oh my god.
It's like
EDG
I'll have
dog
people
walked CNL, dude.
Shit.
I'll have people in my chat constantly like, you got to look at this guy. He's plus 100 or look at this guy's entry engagements. He's like 46-12, and it's like, against who? Like, I don't know.
For reference, G2 went undefeated as well and only had a 29 round diff. MAD had like a 24 round diff.
So I'm looking at
holy shit.
I'm looking at EDG's roster. Where's Noah?
Yo, what happened to Posey? Oh wait, are these BO3s? Oh wait, are all the regular stage BO3s? That would make so much more sense. There it is. That's why. I was like, how the fuck is the round diff so high on 7 BO1s?
Here's what I will say about CNL. There were high hopes for EDG with direction on the team. Obviously, that went up in smoke at Salt Lake City because of visa issues. But if direction is actually able to play, and Carpe plays as well as he did at Salt Lake City and played so far through some of this stage, I think EDG's not in terrible shape. And that actually brings us to our next image, which is the EWC landscape. Bring up all of the teams that have qualified for EWC so you can know exactly who they're playing up against. It'll be on your screen for a short period of time because shortly following it will be the EWC play-ins bracket. So EWC teams should be up right now. Team Secret obviously got invited because they won last year. There is no denying it. They absolutely did not deserve the invite, but that's how things work. You could make an argument that G2 did not deserve the invite when they got SI 2020, but hey, they made it. Team Secret should not be at EWC, but they are because they won last year. So I mean, they're there, and it'll be intriguing to see how they do. Expectations will be quite low. Obviously, you've got your regional representatives from North America, Wildcard, M80, Dark Zero, Shopify, Rebellion from Brazil. You've got FaZe, Clan Furia, Team Liquid, MIBR, Los. From EML, you have Falcons, Virtus Pro, GK, or GK, depending on how you pronounce it, and Fnatic from From APAC, you have Enterprise, Chiefs, Weibo, CAG by Varel, because they've merged now. From CNL, you have Edward Gaming and Tai Lu. And then you have, what is King Zero? Is King Zero CNL as well? I don't know King Zero. I don't know Al-Ula, and I don't know AG.AL. AG.AL is all gamers, but King Zero and Al-Ula, I'm assuming those are the Middle Eastern teams?
No, King Zero, CNL, and then Al Ula is the MENA team,
Okay.
singular MENA team.
Okay. So King Zero is a CNL team. I'll show you how much I know. And now we can bring up the play-ins, because there are 2 phases to this event. So if you are one of the lower seeds in your region, you need to go through the gauntlet. So that means on the one side of the bracket, you have Shopify Rebellion playing up against Al Ula Club, and then you have Chiefs playing against Tai Lu. No offense, but that should be a pretty easy walk-in for Shopify Rebellion, just based on the caliber of those teams. On the other side, I think you have much tougher competition. You've got CAG, you've got Fnatic, you've got MIBR Los, and then you have King Zero. So, I mean, on the left side, Shopify Rebellion should qualify. Who qualifies through the lower bracket? Probably Chiefs. That's my guess. On the other side of the bracket, I have to imagine that it comes down to Fnatic, MIBR, and then whichever one doesn't make it, I think the other one ends up making it through the lower bracket. I don't know if you guys agree with that, but that's how I feel.
But then the interesting thing is Shopify is going to have to play either Fnatic or Los to even make top 16.
True.
So at least there's a good game in there, but SR wins. They clear.
At least there's a good game in there. All the rest of it's fucking dog shit. Don't watch it.
Yo, watch it and pay attention to the analyst desk and what the casters are saying.
Are you working EWC?
No, I'm not.
No,
I am co-streaming, sell out, whatever you want to call me.
Right, do you have to apply to that, by the way? I should probably apply to that. I can't lie.
Yeah, I have. So I may be co-streaming. I haven't applied yet. I don't know when that's out.
They used to pay you to co-stream. I don't think they do anymore.
Not
do
for
not
my
think they do anymore.
I think it was Pengu who co-streamed the first one, or maybe it was the second one, and they offered him money, and I
also got paid.
I was stunned at the money they gave him, and I was like, maybe my morals aren't that important.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Maybe
we knew.
Maybe the bag is really nice, guys. Like maybe
Jesus.
Maybe the bag is really nice. Well, I mean, again, it goes back to like the whole like, I don't want to go work an event in Saudi Arabia, but I will take their money. But so like in theory, there's nothing wrong with co-streaming. I mean, I'm co-streaming in Toronto, so it's like, I don't know. Do we have any other predictions, or we think we're all pretty much in lockstep with the play-ins? Yeah.
Locked.
Right on.
Locked and loaded. All
right. Well, that concludes stage 1. A very quick prediction. Who wins EWC? Fett, we'll start with you. M80 is going to win EWC. Mint?
Wildcard.
I'm going to say wildcard as well. There we go. Wildcard, M80. And if you've made it all this way into the video, it's 2 hours, which is usually about half of the length of our regular episode. So I imagine at least 30% of you are still watching based on what I see on YouTube. I would like some of you to tell me who you think is going to win EWC. Now, whether it's the French version or whether it's the American version, most recently anchored by James Lipton, who recently passed away, he likes to ask questions to his guests, and he asks the same questions every single time. And we did it with Mike W, and we did it with Jesse, and now you get to be our third victim. So you can answer these however you'd like. You can answer them short, you can answer them long. Some of them are going to be questions you might have already answered. But for the sake of an easy segment that we might one day edit down into shorts, just answer the fucking questions. So,
okay, no timer, like nothing.
You can take 25 minutes a question. I hope you don't.
Holy guys, get ready for the longest episode of all time. Let's go.
All right. So, question number 1. How did you first discover Rainbow Six Siege?
Oh my god. What a question. Wow. Well, back in my days. No. I used to play Vegas, which was on console. Thought the game was shit. Didn't like Rainbow Six. Didn't like Rainbow Six at all. I
didn't like Vegas either, for the record. I feel crazy saying that because everybody loves it. I never liked Vegas.
Everyone loved it. Yeah, I just thought clunky, not as good as COD, not as good as Halo, not as good as Gears of War. That was just my opinion. Used to actually make fun of pro players because I was like, "What are you making? $500? Shit, we're making $500 now."
Super was a Vegas pro.
Yeah, he was.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I was building a PC. I was a console pleb. Sorry to all my console plebs. Eventually, I grew up. I got a PC. Didn't mean to put it like that. Built a PC. It came with a graphics card. That graphics card allowed me the choice: Assassin's Creed. Don't even know which one it was, but Assassin's Creed, which I'd never played, or Rainbow Six Siege. And I clicked Assassin's Creed. I wanted it, but then my brother was like, "Hey," because I was building a PC to play with him, and he was like, "I'm gonna play Siege. You should come play. We'll have a game to play together." And I was like, fine. So I clicked Siege. He got me off Assassin's Creed. I really wanted it. Still have never played an Assassin's Creed game to this day. Yeah, that's how I found Siege. Got kind of fucking blessed, not gonna lie.
Could have been an Assassin's Creed Pro. It did have a multiplayer, and the multiplayer to Assassin's Creed was very fun. If people, that multiplayer on Assassin's Creed was actually a whale of a time. What a good game. I think you picked the right one. How did you get your handle Mint?
South Park. I used to have like a bunch of cringe gamer tags. I was always trying to go pro in every game, Halo, blah blah blah, you know. And I was always like that cringe, like MLG Carnage or XX Havoc. Like I was always trying like those names. And then I gave up trying to be a pro when I switched to PC. And my brother's name was Aquaberry Turtle. Still don't know why it was Aquaberry Turtle. So I was like, I want to play with my brother. I want to have a name like him on Steam. So I thought of Mint Berry Crunch, which comes from South Park. If anyone watches South Park. And no one called me Mint Berry Crunch. They just called me Mint. So eventually I just shortened the handle and stuck.
What is your favorite operator?
Blitz. Next question.
Blitz. I knew that. I
Next
knew
question.
that one was the easiest fucking answer of anybody at any point.
Bang.
I still remember Bloodbath climaxing live on air when you played Blitz at a match. It's like no Blitz had been played. It was when the earmuffs were still his hitbox, and you were like, fuck it, I'm going in.
Everyone thought Blitz was ass, and you were like, you know what? Let me show y'all.
I said, watch this.
Let me show y'all what a real shield player does.
One of the best clutches on Clubhouse.
Your
clutch on Clubhouse Basement on Blitz when Kix lost his mind.
Oh yeah, I still watch. I wake up and I watch that. Typically, that's how I start my day.
Days. I get it.
ChatGPT daily task.
Right now, I mean, of all time, it's probably Ash. Because like it just pisses me. I was never an Ash main, and it just pisses me off. Like people use it right now. Any operator that has the SMG-12 is my least favorite operator. That gun takes zero fucking skill. There's no recoil on that gun. You're gifted kills. Fuck that gun. Nerf it. If you play that, you're a crutch. Can't wait till they get rid of it.
I want to ask you, Mint, with my sub question for this interview. What are your thoughts on the state of the game? I've heard a lot of frustration around like kind of the skillless ops that remove the need to drone.
Oh,
like
I see
there
what
could
you're
be
saying.
like Snake.
Yeah.
Like what do you think of like Snake right now? Like what's your
Eric,
thoughts on that?
Eric, this ties into one of our questions that we're going to ask, which is about. Well, it's.
Well, I don't know.
Like, no, it's okay. Four different people asked about the buffs to Wamai and Jaeger and how that's going to be like for the utility meta, and will that shift the meta and blah blah. So that'll be.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. That's okay.
Sorry.
Don't worry.
I love the question though, Fett. I loved it.
I'm so sorry.
We'll leave it in. We need this. We need this. His enthusiasm is palpable. He just wants us to get there so quickly because you know why?
I want to answer so bad. He's got a smile.
That wants your $9 a month. That's why he wants you to ask these questions so that he can be excited and enthusiastic about it. All right.
Yes.
Question number 5. I guess you did sort of answer this question with what you just said, but what is one change you would make to the game were you given the power to do so?
SMG-12 gone. No, if I can make one change, oh man.
Anything. Literally anything. They could put you in the game.
Yeah, Blitz 10 speed. No. Remember when that was a thing? Do you remember when it was like a 5 speed running around the map? Holy cow.
When he had the shield up charging and the finger boost actually made him faster and he was basically a human freight train.
And the sound he made was like a train. Like it was like, oh my god, it was scary.
That clip of Remorse trying to reinforce Oregon when he's coming in blue is one of the funniest clips I've ever seen in Rainbow Six. He's like, it's like 4 seconds into the round and he's trying to reinforce Elbow and you just hear this Blitz hauling ass. It's good.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch. If I can only make one, because SMG-12 gone. I would like to add new maps to the Pro League map pool, and I think we should be. We talk about that all the time, but like we should be changing our maps up more often. But to the actual game, I don't know. DMRs take away the ammo count on attack. They don't need 21 bullets. Put it down to fucking 10, like the defenders. Like, what are we doing? There you go.
SMG-12 gone is also a perfectly acceptable answer.
It's I know, but I'm trying to appease the people here. There's
I know.
Maybe there's countless people that watch me and they're like, Mitch just called me an SMG-12 crutch. Fuck that guy. But I think we can all agree, fuck DMRs, right?
We agree. And your thing about the map pool, also a question that was echoed by a lot of chatters, 3-4 separate people asking about map pools. So maybe we'll get into that as well. Next question for you. What is your greatest memory in gaming? Gaming. Your whole life.
Holy cow.
Waking up Christmas morning, playing Pokemon, winning the Charlotte Major on stage, meeting your girlfriend in VR chat, you know, like.
I mean, I'll probably. How'd you know we meant VR chat?
I was gonna say deep things there.
How the fuck? No,
it was me. It was me catfishing you.
I wish. I think my greatest memory was probably what got me into it all. I didn't know competitive gaming ever existed. I was a big gamer. My parents got me, or my mom. Dad was not a gamer. My mom got me into gaming with like Zelda and like early shit. Like I was into gaming ever since I was little. EverQuest was my first game. I don't think anyone even knows what the fuck.
Yes.
I was like 5 playing on a fucking dial-up. That's where I got into gaming. But the best is when I found competitive gaming, honestly, which is I was in 5th grade. It was before I even had an Xbox. Or no, I just had an Xbox. I was in 5th grade. And it was right before school. And I turned the channel to whatever channel. I don't know what this was on, but it was an MLG Halo competitive event. And I was literally watching what would be my life as I was chasing it the rest of my early life into now. And I was watching pro gamers compete on Halo and casters and commentators. Like it was like the whole new world just fucking opened up. And then I knew I wanted Halo. I grinded Halo. I got into a lobby with my idol, the only pro player I'll ever fanboy over, which is Walshy, who was the greatest Halo player of all fucking time. And to me, the greatest
at the
pro
Esports
player.
Awards a couple years ago.
Fuck you. No, but hopefully he's a good guy. And
he was nice.
They say don't meet your heroes. So I don't
want
to know
a
him.
lifetime achievement or something like that. Yeah, he's a nice guy.
David Walsh, that's my guy. But anyway, yeah, played him one time. But yeah, it would definitely be that moment because it opened doors. It opened my fucking world.
So, were they playing on Beaver Creek when you watched it? Because I remember coming home from school and putting on our version of ESPN and watching them play Halo, and they were playing on Beaver Creek. Because I loved Halo 2 at the time, like it was all I played. And I just remember seeing it, and I was like, "Damn!" I was like, "I didn't know this was this is cool. It's on TV." They're playing on Beaver Creek, and I don't know if any of our viewers remember that, but it's I'm
looking at the maps real quick to remember.
Beaver Creek was a small one with the little.
But that's Halo 3, right?
Halo 2 was Beaver Creek.
No, I mean Narrows. That was Halo 3. So it wasn't.
I didn't play a lot of Halo 3.
Okay. Well, my favorite map was Lockup, but I don't remember. I honestly don't remember what map it was.
I mean, it's your Blood Culture. You're wrong. Or Coagulation, as they changed the name to.
Yeah, true.
Next question for you. What is your biggest regret?
In gaming or just in life?
Open-ended. Usually, I mean, it's just in life. A lot of people say not finishing school.
Yeah. It's a great question. I mean, the honest, cheesy answer, I'll give a regret, but the honest, like, cop-out answer is I don't think I regret anything in my life, and I tried not to regret anything in my life because I just honestly believe, like, things do happen for a fucking reason, and my whole life has kind of proved that. Like, anytime I don't know. It just always seems to kind of work out for me. But at the same time, you also don't know the other roads and what could have been kind of things. But biggest regret. Having a kid with it. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Having a kid with my ex-girlfriend. No. Yeah. What? I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, my ex-girlfriend was a waste of fucking 5 years. Can I say that was my biggest regret? I mean, shit,
You
like,
can't say that. You absolutely can.
I mean, yeah,
I think that qualifies. Not breaking up sooner, 100%, dude. That's absolutely.
Okay, we're gonna go with that to not stall any more viewer time here. I've been in 2 long-term relationships. This one worked out. That one, fuck that one. Wasted 5 years. I also lost a lot of like competitive gaming time because I gave up gaming, and as soon as I broke up with her, I found gaming again.
Does she know you're? Does she know you're a champion?
Yeah, I frequently when I visit Pennsylvania.
I can't lie. When I won and made an Instagram post about it, I had like 2 or 3 exes text me. With congrats, and I didn't respond. Like I just fucking deleted the notification and bang, fuck you. Fuck
Stayed strong.
All right. Who is your favorite teammate?
Me. I tried to get you fed multiple times. I tried to get you onto DC, and you know I did. I said, Fett, you're too good. You get off of this team. Come to DC. I promise we'll win something. Anyway, hot and cold. It has to be hot and cold. But if I wasn't being biased saying hot and cold, Giveni. Giveni's the best teammate. Fett, you can back me up. But like that guy never has a bad day. Like you need why Matt was able to win 2 majors, he has someone like Gaveni on his team. Unwanted was a fucking cheat code. You got Gav and you got Dream. They never have bad days ever. Like it's amazing.
Yeah.
If you could do anything outside of esports, what would you do?
Golf. Next question. Next fucking question.
Just one-shotting these, bro.
Next fucking question.
Next question.
Typically, I grew up and I watched Happy Gilmore, and that was my favorite movie of all time growing up. Like, obviously, the second one kind of fucking sucked, but I always loved golf. It's just expensive, and my family circumstances, I never wanted to I never wanted to join the ski club or the golf club in school. Like, those are like 2 activities or hobbies or clubs that are just way too fucking expensive. And it still is. Like, I still can't afford the fucking lifestyle, but here I am wearing a Titleist hat.
You look the part.
Thanks, man. If I could have done anything, I was big into sports, and I wish I would have played an individual sport like golf. And I would definitely trade my entire pro career away for being a professional golfer, 100%. I would much rather be outside than inside.
But would you rather be a major winning coach or like a bottom of the barrel golf pro?
Okay, still a pro though, right? Am I making
still a
cuts?
pro.
What's bottom of the barrel? What's bottom of the barrel?
Well, I don't know who the fuck who's like CAG in golf.
I think if who's like CAG,
they go to the events, but like they always get grouped.
I think if you're not ever making the cut, I think you're negative money.
Oh, really?
I think you're I don't think you have sponsors or anything. Like, I think you're paying to go to the event, and then you're just getting grouped all the time. Like, I think you have to make cuts to make money. So I don't even know how I don't know how I'd live. So I'm gonna say I want to at least be making cuts. I'll take my career until I'm not getting grouped.
Oh my god!
And the last question, you can get as deep as you'd like. If you could say anything to your younger self, what would you say?
I wrote myself a letter. Anyone ever do that? Like, you write yourself a letter when you're like in like middle school or high school to your older self, and then the teacher says, "Hey, when you graduate, I'll mail it to you." Anyone else not get their fucking letter?
You never got a teacher didn't mail you your letter? So what did your letter say though? Well, this is the inverse.
What the fuck is those letters?
It's the other way around. You're saying to your younger self.
Yeah, no, I know. What would I say to myself? I don't know. Probably some cheesy shit like, don't get with that ex-girlfriend. Don't get. She's about to cheat on your ass after. No, learn to swim, you fucking idiot. Um,
It's a full circle moment.
invest
Invest in Bitcoin is not. You're not allowed to
invest in
say that.
Bitcoin. What?
I think that's what Jesse or Mike W said as well. Fat. Which one of them said invest?
Fine,
in
invest
Bitcoin?
in
Oh my
Tesla.
God.
I don't fucking know.
Oh,
Play golf.
there you go. Be
I
born to
didn't
a
really give an
Be
answer,
born to
but
a
there we go.
family that can afford golf.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I appreciate your brevity on some and your inability to stay on topic on the others. I thought that was wonderful.
Good.
So a small correction now is we are technically done the episode. So moving forward, what would happen is you, the viewer, if you're watching this on YouTube, this would be the end of the episode. We'd move on with our lives. With the Last Free Nation premium section, what we're going to do is there will be a separate video uploaded on like the podcast platforms like Apple, Spotify, etc., not on YouTube, where there will be a Q&A section. So it'll be 15 minutes, half an hour, somewhere in that window. For today, it's going to be here in this video. So if you're watching on YouTube, which is the primary way that people consume our content, what you're going to end up with is you're going to end up with us doing a separate video. Today, let me walk that back. Today, the questions that you asked us on Twitter are going to be in this video on YouTube and on all the podcast platforms. Moving forward, if you pay for Last Free Nation Premium and you ask questions, they will not be in the YouTube video. What you would hear us do is be like, okay, thanks for the great show, blah, blah, blah. And there'd be a separate upload on your platform, likely Spotify, where that's where the other platform that most people listen to our stuff on, where there'll be a separate video called Q&A, which is where we will answer your questions in its own format and its own video, its own content. So if you consume videos on YouTube and you really want your questions to be involved, unfortunately, you're going to have to go to one of the platforms and listen to it. You're going to have to go to Spotify or whatever. And it's worth noting that the Q&A videos will be visible for everybody, but they will not be clickable unless you are subscribed. That's it. So anyway, it is a big thing. And I want to make sure that if you are really spending money on our show, which is a huge honor, and we really appreciate it, that you are making sure that you are getting your money's worth and that we are being clear about what you are signing up for. I do want to remind everybody that you have 7 days to try it out. If you think that I'm a liar or I get something wrong, you can always fix it. But anyway, so for today, the Q&A section is going to be here. Gentlemen, we pulled a lot of questions. And what I want you both to do is we already did one from Lalo. Fett had already asked a question about the meta. So I think that's a good jump off point here. There's been a couple people who've asked, so we're not going to bring up any tweets on the screen, but there were many of you who asked about the current state of the game, whether it be info ops, whether it be Ubisoft over buffing operators, which we've talked about at length, or the biggest one has been the buffs to Amai and Jaeger, and as to whether or not that will have a stifling effect like it did years and years and years ago, where we will end up in the 20-second meta, not a 22 ND, like 20 space second meta, where you basically have to spend the entire round before an execute can come off. So because Fett asked you this question, Kyle, I'm just going to let Fett either re-ask it or just let you answer the question because you are the expert. Do you think that there's too much info ops? Do you think that they will be dethroned? Do you think we're moving to an explosive and or utility heavy op setup? And do you think the 20-second meta might return?
One, I love Snake, one of my favorite operators out of the game, but did fuck with the meta, and it did fuck with the skill involved. Like, no more do you really need a support player kind of joining you around. There's so much information in the goddamn game. You got Snake, you got Davis, you got Dokumi. You know where everybody fucking is at all times, and it's really annoying. And I do foresee, I don't think nerfs, because we all love buffs. We love fucking buffs. Hashtag make Siege great again. They'll figure out some way to kind of go around it, but at least right now, like Meta Pro League wise, like you'll see a lot of people most likely get rid of information ops. We see it almost every single game, and then it's like, oh, cool, you can play shields, but you know, we're about to get a new operator in the game that could fucking help against that, and we already have really good tools used against shields, whether it's trap operators like Thorin and Ella, Echo, or information that we see over Wildcard and throwing impacts and C4s at shields. Like there's tons of ways to to deal with them. I do think it's really annoying. I do think Snake could probably use a little bit of a nerf, maybe range or something like that. But that's just my opinion on that. I think, again, it kind of took away from the support player kind of thing. But at the same time, it's not the end of the world because Siege is a game that is ever evolving, and that's cool. Utility meta, why we're ever evolving. Want to transition to that. Do I ever think we're going in that utility meta because Jaeger got the buff, Wamai got the buff? Oh my God, we're going back to sitting behind a pixel shield and fucking on Cafe. No, I don't think we'll ever go back to a utility meta. And the reason for that is we are too fucking smart now compared to where we were before when the utility meta happened. Before, we were very step-by-step Siege. We were all like DZ or VP or Empire. We all were like step-by-step, blah, blah, blah. And it took until Brazil where they started like splitting and being like, hey, we don't all have to 5-man clear this fucking pixel shield. We could distract and pretend.
Yeah, we could shoot at that guy,
shield.
and then the other guy hits like a little backstab. Yeah, no, you're right.
And all our minds were fucking like, whoa, we could do other things on the map. We don't have to clear fucking Bolo behind the pixel shield. Good luck with that. So it doesn't matter. Like, if Jaeger, you could run Jaeger, Wamai, or Rooney. Like, it's cool. In fact, I think it's really good for even like rank play. Being able to have your own shield plus a shotgun plus Wamai discs. Wamai's a great like ranked solo operator. That's cool. But again, it's like coordinated play will never return back to the information meta. I especially with the utility meta. We just have too many styles of Siege. We can. What's a shield gonna do if I want to run like fucking 2 shields at you, right? Like we can run Blitz and fucking Monty and like just clear that guy if we really want to, or we have Flores now that can just go past all the discs. Like we just have too many operators as well to deal with it that we didn't have in the past. Like we didn't even have Flores back then. So yeah, I foresee the meta kind of being very similar, honestly, like we have now. Unless there's any big changes, and again, we do have a change. Like there's an operator that's supposed to be coming out. Is that a leak? It's been known, right? What it does?
Firecracker? It was teased at SI where it shoots something through a shield, and I don't know. This was what the videos showed.
Yeah. Well, the rumor is supposed to like counter shields, which is nice. So it's like, again, you can ban out information, you can counter shields with a ton of different operators, and like at that point, it's just utility Siege. So I think again, I think the meta's basically kind of how it is, and I personally like it because I also think there's so many different fucking styles to Siege, which I love. It's not just an FPS game. And if you want to play like an FPS game, you can. There's some teams, look at Furio, that we're kind of running around taking 50-50s and poking around the map. Cool. But we're also a strategy game, and we have tons of different like formations or styles. You can run the utility, you can run the shields, you can run fucking information ops. And on defense, it's like you can run the traps, you can play really aggressive, you can play passive and bunker up with wall denial, you can play with the like information with the Valk Pulse Echo, you can play for powers. Like there's just so many different styles. And if you look at any other FPS games, you got to be able to play different styles against different teams, rock, paper, scissors, counter different shit. Bada bing, bada boom. Hope that answers the question.
I think there's a couple other big things that are going to prevent us from going to the 22nd meta, and it's that operators have fundamentally changed. That was when Goyo had shields with the stuff on the back of it. He doesn't have that anymore, right? He just has the canisters. Yeah. Malusi, there was no opening up, her Banshee. Now there's options to do that. Same with Maestro. Like back then, a big part of why we were in the 22nd meta is because most of these gadgets were bulletproof and there was no way around that, right? So you had to bring explosives, then it would be like this arms race to deny explosives. Now that's just not the case. There's so many tools, and as you pointed out, like even if you just want to leave that utility up, there's ways around it. So
everything got reworked. I mean, like Jaeger's shit used to have like 3 charges like off rip. Now it's like a recharging. Like they reworked that for a reason. I think what you brought up was really interesting because my initial answer was no because there's shields and Snake. But like what you brought up about like even like people figuring out like what broke util meta was people learning like push pull and like just greater kill theory than anything else. So yeah.
I'm going to bring up another question. We'll show it up on the board. Leonider, I apologize if I'm mispronouncing your name. He's been a longtime fan of this podcast. He's always showing a lot of gratitude on social media, and actually asks a question that I think kind of gets at the heart of modern gaming. I think it actually transcends Rainbow Six. And basically he says, do you think Rainbow Six has enough incentives left for casual? He goes on to say ranked solo sucks, high percentage of facing stacks, renown income and use case nerfed recently, alpha/delta packs suck, they are 90% duplicates, even esports packs suck now, lots of duplicates, nothing to grind left for casuals. If we want to move fast on these, just because again, conscious of time, I think this is a sad way of looking at gaming. I remember the days of you just play games because you enjoy games, right? And I understand that we are now kind of like psychologically rewired to, be chasing dopamine hits and, Started in Call of Duty. Every time you did something, there's something would pop up on your screen. You're like, oh my God, that's so cool. And it's like, you want to keep doing that, right? Like little dings and hit markers, like positive feedback and that sort of thing is, you know, is great. But yeah, I choose not to look at Rainbow Six this way. I don't play Rainbow Six to grind the ranks. I don't play Rainbow Six to get better stuff in alpha packs. I play the game because it's fun. I play the game because it's fun, because it's rewarding, and because it scratches an itch. You know, like I play a lot of games very casually these days. I'm not on the grind. I'm older. I have other priorities. Like I play Overwatch. I play PUBG. I play League of Legends. Like I play a lot of single player games. Recently, I've been playing like Forza Horizon. I've been playing trading card game simulator, just like fun games to pass the time. And I'm not looking to climb. I'm not looking to scale a mountain or continue to improve. I would love to improve, but at the end of the day, like I'm a plat player. That's it. That's been my elo for more years than it hasn't. I'm not hard stuck. That's just my elo. I don't really care about cosmetics. You know, I'm happy with what I have. And if I get cool cosmetics, like maybe I spend some real money on it, because as much as I don't love that idea, I do have money and I can spend them on games that I like, and it helps support the, you know, the developers and publishers, even if it is oftentimes predatory in the way that they go about it with loot boxes and gambling mechanics in different games. So like, I get where you're coming from, but I think it's a really sad indictment of where gaming is, that people are saying, what's the point of playing this game? The point of playing a game is to have fun. That's it. And if your idea of fun is number go up, maybe gaming isn't for you, or maybe this type of game isn't for you anymore. But for me, it's like Siege is a deep game with, you know, sometimes good teammates, sometimes bad teammates, but the thrill is there. And that's what I'm seeking, not cosmetics, not a new rank, none of that other stuff.
To actually uphold the contrary, I think this is a very valid problem, because off the point that you're saying, and I completely agree with you, first of all, like but I would say that like the point you're saying does require kind of like the steep learning curve that everyone points fingers to, that prevents players from kind of enjoying and liking Siege. Like to chase that dopamine means to develop kind of a very large base understanding of the game. And the reason I see that being a problem for our game long term is that, like, when you say, like, oh, go play another game, absolutely people should go play another game. But at the same time, it's like, because I'm a casual enjoyer in other games, I see the need for that. Like, I see the need for ARM mayhems and arenas and like swift plays in Valorant and like what Street Brawl and Deadlock, right? Like these little quick, just like dopamine hit game modes that you have no idea what the fuck is going on, but you're just there, you know, playing. And R6 maybe you need something like that, you know. I don't know what they could do, like so like bring more arcade game modes into the fray, and they've done that. And here's my fix for it, because I actually have a really good fix for it. Make it so that you get event linked rewards from playing the event. Crazy solution. Then people actually play the event, as opposed to just it dies off in a day, right? Then there's a reason to play the event. Then there's kind of, you know, like a casual need, in my opinion. And then for like, oh, I forgot. I so forgot. Oh, I so forgot what I was gonna say next. I so
We'll
forgot.
edit it in. You want to edit it in?
I don't
We
even
won't
know.
We won't edit it in, but
We
it'll
won't
make you feel
edit-
better. We're not editing it in, but it'll make you feel better.
What are we editing it? Oh no, I don't want to edit it again. I had a great point I wanted to say about like how we can appeal to casual players more, and I just completely
But hold on a second.
I agree
Don't
with
you
you though, by the way.
Don't you think that Rainbow Six is a really tough game? Because to me, the thing I like about Rainbow Six is the payoff.
So I remembered.
Good stall, Parker.
I'm
Nice.
so sorry. I
It's called
agree. It's the
vamping.
payoff. Yes, it's the payoff. It's actually very similar. One thing I realize is that people that are very diseased in the head and like R6 are also very diseased in the head and like League of Legends, and I think it's the same payoff. It's like learning makes you like know more, which leads you to do a very easy thing that was like monumentally hard for you before. Like Rexon is mentally ill, like Jinxie's mentally ill, I'm mentally ill. Like all the R6 motherfuckers love League of Legends for some reason. I think it's like similar in that regard. But I will say, dude, have you seen the people that have been playing on old R6 build and just making just the most insane arcade game modes? They made Spleef in our Sledge Spleef. You can play Sledge. There's R6 parkour obstacle courses. I don't know if this would be in the developers' interest. If there were community servers in R6 too, that would be sick. That would be sick. There's a lot of game modes I've literally never seen before. In R6, like that aren't like a copy of a game mode from another game like Gmod or anything, but it's doable because of R6 and our particular operators. And I can't seem to grasp my head right now, but like that would be sick. Like Overwatch's community servers where I don't play Overwatch at all. I suck dick at Overwatch, but I'll hop on and my friends will make me play like Widow 1v1s for like 6 hours straight. I don't know what the fuck I'm just, you know what I mean? So like I actually think that there could be space for that. I think so. Two things I would just suggest off the rip that very easy. One, make events actually give you event rewards and event packs, and then two, potentially add community-based game modes to R6. Granted, I do see a very slippery slope there.
The reason why they're reluctant to give away more stuff is because they want you to spend money, and they have done a business case study where they have figured out that as much as it might piss off 80% of the player base, 20% of the player base will more than make up for that by spending money, right? Whales, as they're often referred to as, where it's like you can piss off 95% of the player base, but if 5% is literally paying more than the other 95% combined, they don't care about us, right? At the end of the day, businesses are money-making endeavors. And, you know, I think art, just as a whole, and this goes back to me being political, I think art is often corrupted by capitalism. And, you know, good ideas and stuff are beaten to death because they're not as profitable, and it's quite unfortunate. I will also say that I don't think people play League the same way that they play Rainbow Six. I think people play League for the power fantasy aspect. You want to beat your opponent in lane, and you want to become this unkillable juggernaut that 1v9s. That's why I think most people play League, and I think that's, if you, I mean, I'm assuming you're a higher rank than I am in League, but it's like, when I find is like, the team can be up 32-10. But if the one guy is 1-5, he's going to be trying to surrender the entire time. Why? Because he doesn't want to win. He wants to carry his lane, and he wants to be an unkillable monster, and he can't be. The power fantasy has been squashed for him. He doesn't want to win the game. He's upset that he couldn't be, you know, Superman. I think people play Rainbow Six not because of a power fantasy, but because of that payoff. You know, you spend 3 minutes fighting your way through utility, droning. Every kill you get, even if it's just one kill, it's exhilarating, it's rewarding. It's not about power fantasy, it's about the reward of hard work. Sorry, my cat jumped up on the desk. And my worry is that I don't find Rainbow Six's gunplay rewarding. I don't. I try playing deathmatch, I try playing like a bunch of the game modes where it's just like kill, 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 kill. And I don't think it's got that same, it doesn't scratch the same itch that COD does. The reason why the gunplay in Rainbow Six works is because of everything else around it. I spend 2.5 minutes and I get one kill with the L85. I feel amazing. I don't know how you distill that down to like a couple rounds, like an ARAM or, you know, a Street Brawl or Street Fighter, whatever it's called in Deadlock. Like I don't know. And all of the attempts have been, I think, not good enough. The reason why we don't see dedicated servers anymore is because they prolong the life of games, they give too much power to the gamers, and it decentralizes the power away from developers, and it can prolong a game. You know, Call of Duty's die basically the moment that a new one comes out because there's no staying power, because they abandon it and then they can shut the servers down. Dedicated servers and community servers allow games to last in perpetuity, and it ultimately eats in the bottom line for future releases from gaming companies. It also makes it a little bit harder for newer players because they can't just click matchmaking, get thrown in. You have to scour through, you know, a community server list. But this is just making me feel like the old days of like CS and Day of Defeat and TF2 and feeling very sad.
Well, yeah. I mean, like, well, that's my point. Like, why do you play CS? You definitely don't play CS to surf. You play CS to shoot people, but people like surf, and then like people like trade skins, and it's like those. I feel like there's niches that they could be at. I don't know. Yeah, because
I think gamers are also not a monolith. Everybody plays for different reasons, right?
Well, yeah,
like,
exactly. So that's my point. Is like I think there's a good amount of R6 players out there that literally just only queue casual, and just want to do like goofy strats because they saw MacyJ do them, and I'm like, you know, like I think those guys would, you know, enjoy it. I don't know.
Look, I'm talking to the extreme casuals. All they really got to rotate your 1v1 game modes more. That's it. Rotate those. Give people something to do. Give us some like fucking cosmetic-y shit. Why don't we have like profiles that I can like fucking emblems and like cool shit that I just unlocked from this arcade mode? Just give us some cool cosmetic-y shit that up unlocks all the time. I can make my profile page look fucking sick. I'm talking extreme casuals that care about this shit. And like, whatever happened to like grinding challenges to get shit? Like, I used to love doing that. COD Siege had that for like charms and shit.
I heard from some people within the community, nobody from within Ubisoft, that a big part of why they stopped doing that was player frustration. Because somebody would be like, oh, I need to play Zofia for this, whatever. Like, fuck you, you took her. I'm going to team kill you. And it's just like, and it was like, it was influencing the way that games would be played. And it's like, I do remember there was one time where some guy was just running shotguns. I was like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm doing my challenge. I was like, dude, we're in a ranked game. Like, lock the fuck in. Like, I don't care about your fucking stupid challenges. Play the game. I want to win. Like, I don't know if that's the case.
It's casual only stuff? Who knows?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I do, like, if you're going into casual and you're tryharding, you're in the wrong place. Just as if you go into ranked and you're not paying attention, you're in the wrong place. Like, I agree with you. I also just think that Rainbow Six, frankly, sucks from a cosmetics perspective. We have some of the worst cosmetics. Like, we're starting to do better with like the Paragon skins and stuff like that. But honestly, like,
true.
Some of those should be like not as hard to like get or buy. Like, I think the bar for our cosmetics is really low. Does Ash need another recolored
yes
baseball hat?
Ash needs more.
She does not. Like,
more.
I think there's so much more that they can do with cosmetics in Siege. A lot.
Yeah.
And it's kind of frustrating.
Maybe this is a hot take too, but like esports skins, I'm so sick of seeing purple, blue, pink skins on every single opera. That's just me.
Yeah.
Like, that was a DZ thing and it makes sense. That was their fucking colors. But like, we're seeing it from like organizations where it's not even on their fucking color wheel. And we're like, oh, let's run the same fucking 3 colors that every goddamn esports skin's running. But
make a diarrhea skin, man.
I digress.
I would rock a poop skin. 100%. Like poop emoji, brown colors, skid marks. Give me it. Have the attach the toilet paper charm, and you got 1-2 punch Skinnergizing right there, you know?
Skinnergizing, nice.
I don't know if you know this background story with that, by the way. And obviously I don't like anime, but anime is immensely popular, especially among a certain subsect of gamers, many of whom play Rainbow Six. The first anime skin that came out, I think, was the Elevate Vector. You guys can fact check me on this one. I'm reasonably certain it was the Elevate Vector. Whatever the first anime skin that came out is still to this day one of the best-selling R6 share skins. And because all the teams talked, basically every other org goes, wait, how much did it make? And then the next wave after was all anime skins. And it's like, I get it, but at the same time, the reason why it sold so well was because it was the only one. If 12 of you are doing anime skins, none of which have any connection to anime, like, would DZ put out an anime skin? Would Oxygen put out an anime skin? Like, obviously they didn't, but like, no, that makes no sense with their branding. Yet every org put out an anime skin, and guess what? They all sold okay, but because there was now 12 to choose from, they all kind of engaged in like a tragedy of the commons where all of them ended up making less money than they would think to make because they were all competing against each other. Same with the purple skins. Every skin was red and blue and black and gold. And then they're like, well, there's no purple skins. There's no pink skins. And next thing you know, every fucking skin is pink and purple. And it's like, all right, guys. So, do you have a question, or do you want to do the last question, which is very funny?
Last question.
Okay. All right. So I understand.
I'm ready to laugh.
This, David, please bring it up on the screen. I try not to bait the trolls. I am not Fett. I don't make entire videos getting rage baited, though I do get stun locked in chat.
Jesus.
From time to time.
My God.
But I was making dinner tonight and I saw this tweet and I actually laughed out loud at it. And I was like, I understand that you are, and like, no offense, like you're either a troll or you're not smart, and that's fine. But like, you're obviously trying to be rude. Included in this tweet are some decent points that people often misunderstand about casting. So it's a French account. It's a brand new account. It says, why are you such a dickhead? That I don't actually have an answer for. Harassing for the lulz, dick riding dumb plays or players, talking about nonsense stats and bullshit foreshadowing every time you open your mouth instead of strats and gameplay. You don't know objectivity and you don't know shit about Siege. So obviously this is very funny because I think most people would agree that I know a fair bit about Siege. I'm not the smartest guy, but I know a fair bit. But I do think that this presents a pretty fundamental misunderstanding of what I do in a broadcast. And I think this is a great opportunity for people who might think like this
Let them
to
know.
understand. Sorry?
Let them know. Come on.
Well, I just think like, okay, so it's funny to start off with harassing for the lulz. I don't know what that means. I think he means like being like rude or joking around with players in game, because I have done that before. That's just part of humor. It's a thing that humans use. You might not find it funny, that's fine. But it's just a thing that people do. Dick riding dumb plays or players is also quite funny, because more often than not, I actually get accused of being too negative. Fett can even attest to that. And it's like, there was a period of time where most of the criticism about me as a caster was that I was being too negative. I was being too harsh, too judgmental for small mistakes. And I fully agree that I was. There was a period of time where I absolutely saw everything glass half empty. Lately, there's been a shift with Jesse and I, and amongst most of the casters, frankly, to be more positive about stuff. Because there's a lot that goes wrong in a match, but there's a lot that goes right. It's really easy to pinpoint what goes wrong. It's harder to say, hey, they did a good job here. Hey, this is why this isn't actually so bad. Hey, this is why this is actually good. I don't call that dick riding. That is literally called being objective about what you see in front of you. So I'm going to try to call a match the way that it's actually going. Believe it or not, I don't enter any games with any bias. I rarely care what teams win. I rarely care what players do well. I'm there for the storyline, but my biggest goal as a caster is to give you a compelling and entertaining product that tells a story, and that the big moments are treated as big moments and is casted well. That's it. I don't care if DZ wins. I don't care if DZ loses. I don't care if Troy wins. I don't care if Troy loses. I don't care if Troy goes 12-0. I don't care if he goes 0-12. I don't care if FaZe wins. I don't care if Handy pops off. None of that shit matters to me. I'm there to do a job, and I put that before any other personal relationships I have. So it's not dick riding. It's trying to tell people, especially those who get a bad rap through ignorance, which Troy, I feel like, often does, but other players do as well. I'm trying to tell them what is actually happening. But this also ties into the next couple points, which is that I'm a play-by-play caster. My job is to not talk about strats and gameplay. I have to, because Siege has a lot of downtime. But that's a tiny portion of what I do, and it really should be very surface level so that Jesse can grab it and expand on it. Jesse is the one who's going to be talking about strats and gameplay. Jesse's going to be the one talking more about numbers. I'm the narrative guy. I'm the storyline guy. So when you hear me doing foreshadowing, it's to set expectations so that we can build off of that in a cast. If a team is supposed to lose that round because of the bomb site or because of operators banned, I'm going to say that. And if they lose, we're going to go, perfect, all according to plan. If they win, we now have another story to tell. Oh my God, they're beating expectations. And that's true because, again, objectively speaking, they are. So I understand that this person was probably just trying to be an asshole. I think they succeeded. If they were an asshole, then congratulations. It doesn't bother me. But I do think it's an opportunity to show people that if they're going to say stuff like this, if you're going to be a rude asshole, at least be fucking right. Because you're not. You're rude and you're wrong.
That was hilarious because I'm like literally watching you morph into me.
Yes, that
Like,
looked
it was
like
literally the
that was
other
a
week
Fett raid.
that I was like, I'm okay with rage bait, but it has to be logically correct.
Clip that,
Anyways,
put it on your YouTube.
second thing,
yeah.
this guy, I've seen him on my comment section multiple times. And so I went on his account and I'm going through his replies and he deleted all of them. So he's like, he's a rage baiter, but he's also a pussy. No backbone in this motherfucker, man.
Wow.
Like, keep your rage bait up, man. I'm looking for your tweets. I wanna read the ones you sent to me, and they're not there. Like, come on, man. Parker, it's very heartwarming to see you experience what I experience every day. The psychosis, the delirium.
Fed, I don't mean to back in my day, but there was a period of time shortly before 2020 where I was averaging 1,000 viewers, and this would happen to me every day, and I would get stun locked because I would do political streams.
Oh yeah.
I would do political streams that were getting 800 viewers, and people would be calling me a beta male and a soy boy and all this stuff, and I wouldn't ignore them, dude. I'd be diving into the fray. I'd be fighting these nameless, faceless mutants, like just giving it to them, brother. Like I'm an old dog now. That's it. I don't have time for this shit. I see stuff like that and I'm just like,
You're like the OG biter, like the rage bait biter, and I'm like the young hot talent. Like I'm like the upcoming.
Dude, I look at you, you're like the shiny new Corvette. I'm like the beaten up BMW down the road that's got like a bumper falling off it.
Oh my
No, I'm not
god.
saying that I'm the first at all. That's definitely not what I'm saying. Rage baitings existed well before me.
Yeah.
Trolling is a art, you know, like go back to 4chan circa like 2004, and that was all the rage back then. But it's just like I've dealt with people like this for a long time, and most of the time these are just like socially unwell people who are so bored and so lonely that they need some form of attention, and I pity them. And I'm not even saying that like in a rude way. Like that is an unhealthy way to get attention. I look at some of these accounts on Twitter and I hope to God that they're bots, because if not, it is so depressing that a human being with all the creativity and love in the world and all the money that's been put into them and all the attention from their parents or lack of attention to get to this point, that's how they choose to spend their day. And I'm just like, it's pathetic. It's pathetic and really sad. And I just like, I feel for these people, and I hope that deep down that, I'm not saying this person, but people like this in general, I hope at some point that they find purpose. I hope they find purpose, they find friends, they find kinship, they find a hobby, because these are people who are like deeply unwell. If you are posting on Twitter more than like 20 times, 30 times, 40 times a day, you need to find God or something. Like,
Especially if you're deleting your posts. Because no, he had one
he
for me.
could have an auto deleter. I know people that have auto deleters on their accounts. I don't know.
Yeah, what the hell? That's some pussy shit, man. Leave it up. He had one for me, and then I remember I looked for it and it was gone. And then he made another one for me, and then now I'm looking at it, I'm like, it's gone.
I
Where'd it
really
go?
burrowed into your head there. I thought I was bad. Just reading
No,
this
bro.
tweet here, and you're.
No, yeah. I just remember the name, the French guy. Like you said, the French guy, and like a
French
bell
guy.
just went off.
The French.
I've never seen this account in my life.
No, yeah,
I don't. But again, I so seldom use Twitter, and when people are annoying on Twitter, I literally don't like. It doesn't even process to me. Like you could be in my comments saying rude things like multiple times, and I do not. It's like the scene from Mad Men where he's like, "I pity you," and he's like, "I don't think about you at all."
No,
It's
but
just like I don't.
I think one thing you said really resonated, because I get this shit all the time. Is like you don't care about the outcome of the game, and I think I get that a lot when people are like, "Well, you always like." This is a criticism I get a lot. Is like I always hype up people when they're winning, and then like I'm always like so like I switch up on people, and like I always just like feel in my heart that I root for someone is when an XP skill team playing. Like I'm gonna say it. I don't feel anything when Stompin plays. Like I genuinely don't feel a need to root for him at all. In fact, sometimes I feel like I'm even slightly like hate watching a little bit, just because of the fans in my chat saying some bullshit. Like actually, genuinely, yeah.
Yeah.
So like,
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
yeah. So like at the end of the day, it's like again, you're projecting your hatred onto me. Like you can't go a day without fucking wanting everyone to die. So you want someone else. You can't comprehend someone else just observing. Like think about it. Think how insane it sounds to like criticize you for glazing in a reactionary manner. What the fuck am I supposed to do if a player does well? Nah, there's shit.
You gotta glaze, dude. You gotta glaze.
Like what am I? No, what am I supposed to do? Like if a team starts doing well, you give props to the team that starts doing well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yeah, man, this fucking T2 player came out of nowhere and really proved everyone wrong, but like I fucking hate him. I hate him and I hope he dies. Like like, no, like what? So. Because I know, like, yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I'll never forget after the 2018 SI final with Penta EG. I was very proud of the way I casted it. Upon reflection, I wish more than anything that match came about 3 or 4 years into my career, because I think I would have done a much better job of casting it than I did. But I came away from that pretty happy, and I thought I'd managed my energy well. It was the first time casting in front of a crowd where my voice was actually being heard. I could talk to the crowd, they could respond, I could hear myself. I was playing off the energy, because obviously I casted in Brazil, but it was all in Portuguese and we were in a booth. And I just remember checking Twitter. The first 2 tweets after I finished casting was one accusing me of being biased towards EG and telling me to fuck myself, and the other called me a new male beta soy boy, and that I was being biased for Penta. And I was like, one of you is wrong or both, but you can't both be right. And I just like, I remember talking to, oh, I can't remember who it was, somebody at Ubisoft about it. I just kind of chuckled, and I was just like I was like, what a. I mean, I suppose that means I did a good job. If both sides think I'm biased towards them, then I nailed it.
Yeah. That's a great way to put it, and I should start, like, honestly, God, I should start seeing
Also,
life
people
that
are
way
just
more.
stupid, Fat. People are just genuinely dumb, and they just say dumb shit on the internet.
No,
Like,
the thing that was stunlocking me the other way is, like, how do I spread hate, and how am I also the biggest over glazer that does nothing but glaze? That doesn't make any sense. It has to be one or the other. Either I spread hate and I shit on people, or I'm the biggest over glazer and I only glaze and I never, like, criticize people.
dude, there was a guy in my DMs who used to be super, super rude to me just all the time. And then, like, 2.5 years after his first DM, he sends me an apology message saying he thought I was Milos the entire time.
Right, you guys look very alike.
I am not exaggerating. He's like, I'm so sorry. And I honestly, like, I read it. I never responded to any of his messages, but I read it and I wanted to, because it was in my like Twitter messages request, so you can read them without accepting them. And I just wanted to be like, I just wanted to respond being like, even if you thought I was Milos, what made you think it was appropriate to send these messages to another person? Like, who cares who you thought I was? That's not the issue. The issue is the way you conducted yourself. Like, so I think it's worth noting. And as I get older, this just becomes a thing that I do more now. Is it's like, if you're just an unpleasant person, I just block you immediately. Like, it's not about like some like woke censorship bolt. Like, it's not about that. I just think I don't know you. No, I'm going to virtually block him by walking the fuck away. And that's fine to do on social media. And then you get these fucking little like creatures who are like, he blocked me, I won. And I'm like, you are human after birth. Like, I do not need you. Go away. It's just like, protect your peace. Literally protect your peace. Nobody's entitled to your time, especially not the most annoying people on the planet. Like golfers.
Well, first off, and I'm sorry I can't contribute to this conversation. I'm just thinking back, like, no one, my chat, it's like I pay them or something. Like, they're just way too nice to me. All the feedback I've ever gotten, nice. Twitter, it's nice. The YouTube comments, love going on here, DB now. It's all just, everyone's just too nice to me, man.
They glaze you, dude. Do you see the Twitch comments? You see the Twitch comments whenever you're on the desk, dude? They love you.
No.
You're also like Parker said, like a regular dude that's able to hold himself very well.
Just a regular fucking dude.
Damn, maybe me and Parker and I are just a lot more similar.
No, you guys just have bigger audiences.
We're
small and loyal.
I'm annoying. I get that. Like, I'm so like, it's so easy for people to listen to me, to see the way I talk, the way I roll my eyes, the way my mouth moves, my hand gestures, and just be like, that guy's annoying. And I'm like, I can't help it. I just am. And then like some people are just like, it's very easy. And it's like, I'm honest about that. Like, I think knowing who you are is healthy. And it's like, I get that. Like, I understand why people will be like, that guy irritates me. Doesn't bother me. Like, that's just who I am. You know, like,
dude, I also love the people that like act as if we don't know that about ourselves.
Some people don't. Some people are not, some people do not self-reflect at all. Some people are not emotionally curious. They're not intellectually curious. They're just like, they just raw dog life as is. Yeah. Why did that happen? I don't know. Oh, your friend got laid off? What did you get laid off for? I don't know. You didn't ask? No. I have so many questions. I don't even know the person. Some people are just like that, Eric. So, all right, lads, we're approaching the point of delirium.
Hey. Hey. Mm-hmm. I don't want to end on a negative note. I want to end, because that's going to let the rage baiters know they won.
That's true. We must defeat them.
We can't end on a rage bait comment. The viewers don't want that. They want to end on something positive. So I want to pull up real fast. Last question by Clab R6, very loyal viewer. And he said, what did Mint shoot last time he golfed? Great fucking question. Great question. I shot a 92, Clab. I shot a 92. And I struggled on the back nine. Really appreciate that question. I hope you should subscribe at LFN and Premium and keep asking some golf questions. I would love that. He also asked for any swing tips. So, Cloud, let me prove right now I am wearing pants, gentlemen. So, really quick, when you're getting in your stance here, let me bend down. Okay, 3/4 swing, Cloud. 3/4. Like, you don't want to kill. You don't want to kill it. Okay, that's what I always say. You don't want to kill it. Smooth is steady. Steady is smooth.
Oh my god!
And really appreciate the comment.
That's a coaching phrase.
I can't
cool.
fucking believe it, dude. This is worse than any tweet I've read today. I hope you understand that. So much bullshit about golf. I couldn't fucking believe it. Enough about the golf, dude. We admittedly had a lot of really great questions. Alex Prado, Rayan, Luke Allen, Jazwant CS, Ilu. There was a whole bunch of you that had some really good questions. And I mean, we got over 50 questions that were asked, which just unfortunately we're not able to get to all of them. But there was some really, really good stuff in there. We do really appreciate it. And I know that some people, there was a doubter. There's a doubter who's like, I know INTERRO says he reads the comments, but I've never seen him mention them. And I'm like, how dare you? I read your things. I hop on the DBNO YouTube account and I respond to you every now and then. Like, I pin comments, I have fun, like I dick around, but like, you gotta be selective. I got a life, I only have 5 days off a week. It's really tough out here. So, like, it's really hard. Time management's a skill that I haven't learned, despite all the things I said earlier. Just forget that portion of the podcast. So, but no, I mean, it means the world to us, genuinely. And whether you get Lost Free Nation Premium or not, I think it goes without saying that we appreciate all the viewers, we appreciate all the comments and everything. It's been great. It's been great doing this. It's been great coming back. It's like I look forward to it. Somebody asked why there hasn't been a show in a while. It's literally just because Jesse's wedding happened in the middle of like Hell Week, and then we were super busy when we got back. That's really it. But ideally, moving forward, we're gonna have a show a week. That's still the goal. Might be tough to get some guests just because of EWC, but I mean, we'll be here. Next episode should go live in about a week's time. We'll talk. We'll bring a guest on. We'll do a guest episode, which means that Fett disappears for the summer, and then he gets his freedom to eat more Chick-fil-A and do his PhD. So, yay!
Yeah,
right, Fett?
Yeah. And I just want to say, like, these go on long because honest to God, it feels like it's my time to like hang out with y'all. Like, I don't know. It's like y'all are my friends. This honestly just feels like my time to hang out with y'all, and that's why it's like I love it so much. I love talking with you guys. I love catching up with you guys. I love knowing what's going on with you guys. I miss you guys.
I feel the same.
I don't make a lot of contact with people in the Siege com anymore, and that's what I realize. Like, makes me kind of sad sometimes. It's like I don't really just hang out with any other pros or play games with them anymore. And I kind of this is like kind of my like little tiny little portal into that. So I love you guys and you the viewers as well. Love hanging out with you guys.
And it ends up being group therapy for most of us as we work through our issues because we watch the decline of civilization and the end of all life as we know it. And it's a matter of time. It's great. But anyway, go back and rewatch Mint's clip. That was a hell of a swing, Kyle, I got to say. I was very impressed watching you.
Yep, 3/4 swing, like I say.
Yep. 3/4 swing. If you made it all this way, thank you so much. As always, like, subscribe, leave a comment, share, upvote, do whatever you want. Give it a thumbs up. On behalf of Last Free Nation, and for the last time, I won't be thanking our subscribers because at next episode onward, we will have subs. So for the very final time, thank you very much to the viewers. Thank you to you for supporting us this entire time. Thank you to Last Free Nation for making this possible. Thank you, David, for always being here to produce our show. On behalf of myself, Fett, and Mint, thank you for your continued support, and we'll see you on the next episode. Have a great night.